at the Bounce House, FBC Mortgage Stadium in Orlando. The Big 12 kicking off in Florida for the very first time. Today we've got two teams looking to jumpstart their conference seasons. It's the Baylor Bears taking on the Knights of UCF. So glad you found us with my partner, Devin Gardner. I am Eric Collins. This is the very first home conference game for UCF, and they're going to take on the Baylor Bears, who are just 1-3 on the year. But Devin, don't let that fool you. Baylor may be 1-3, but they're getting their quarterback back. We assume that Blake Shapen's going to get a go today.
Yeah, absolutely. When we talked to Coach Dave Aranda yesterday, we were under the impression that they would be the healthiest they've been at a number of different positions. Most importantly, the quarterback. Blake Shapen is a guy who has the running and throwing ability to create huge plays. A lot of people are going to benefit from him coming back, and namely Hal Presley and Keytron Jackson Jr., two receivers that he worked all summer with to build a rapport, and it was kind of shaken up because he got hurt in that first game. But a lot of those big plays could return today with Blake Shapen back in the lineup.
All right, let's switch gears now and talk about the home team, UCF. They played their first Big 12 game a week ago. It was out in Manhattan, Kansas. They lost against Kansas State. But they've got a quarterback making his third consecutive start, Timmy McClain, who's opened up a bit of eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. They love John Rice Plumlee. He even warmed up today. But Timmy McClain will get his third start. And what we've seen from Timmy McClain is flashes of brilliance at times. And then there are other times where he makes big mistakes. The one thing that he has to do today is find a way to get in the middle, in between, find that happy medium, and I think that he could come away with the first Big 12 win in UCF's history.
Let's do it. Big 12 football from Orlando. That's the first time it's ever been said. It's the Baylor Bears. It's the UCF Knights. Our kickoff when we come back. These two schools have met. First non-bowl game where these two teams are meeting. It is a full-fledged Big 12 conference game. Both Baylor and UCF looking for their first conference win of the year. There's fourth-year head coach Dave Aranda. Happy to have his quarterback Blake Shapen back. Only win so far this year coming a couple of weeks ago against Long Island. He'll be matching wits with Gus Malzahn. He was a perfect 3-0 until the conference game a week ago. They lost out in Manhattan, Kansas against Kansas State, but he is closing in on 100 career wins at college level.
Absolutely, and that game a week ago, it showed that they really belong in the Big 12. They gave Kansas State, the defending champs, all they can handle.
Look at that, 86 degrees. I'm told it feels like 98. That's the official number. 12-mile-an-hour winds with 68% humidity. Yowza, that's Central Florida, right? Mm-hmm. All right, UCF, they won the toss, and they deferred the decision to the second half. So Baylor will receive the opening kickoff. This is Jordan Neighbors. And he's brought down rudely at the 20-yard line. Jason Johnson makes the special teams tackle. And here come the Baylor Bears with Blake Shapen, number 12, calling the shots for the first time since week 1.
Very excited to see this young man get his opportunity. Remember, he was thrust into duty years ago when Buchanan got hurt for the last 2 games of the season. He was very productive a year ago. Dealt with some injuries, but now he's back. And they said he doesn't have any limitations. Coach Aranda was like so surprised during practice this week, seeing him run the speed option and do all the things he's used to him doing.
Well, he's going to have a new left tackle. We'll talk about that throughout the course of the game. Number 79, Alvin Opposole, is going to be the left tackle. Shakeman wants to throw on first down. Double pumps into coverage and almost picked off. Brandon Adams. Talk about a sudden change. But it's incomplete. Second down at 10.
It's not the guy you want to try, right? And we talked to the coaching staff about how Brandon Adams not even getting a lot of work, right? He's not a guy that's getting attacked much, and that's why. Because he's got the length, he's got the speed, he's got the strength. He's a great tackler in space. He does all the things you want from a cornerback. He's going to be a pro someday. Blake Shapen has to stay away from him.
Dominic Richardson is the back behind Shapen. We'll see a lot of Richardson, a lot of Richard Reese. This is Richardson. Tries the right side, not much there. All right, let's talk about the Baylor Bears offense. We mentioned a new left tackle.
Yeah, when you have a new left tackle, especially he hasn't played with Blake Shapen just yet, have to get a feel for, is he going to be stout in the rush game? Now, this is an opportunity right here. He's going to have to be stout here because they're going to drop back and throw the ball down the field.
The previous left tackle, Campbell Barrington, has moved to the other tackle spot. He's at the right tackle. Campbell and Clark Barrington are indeed brothers. Both transfers from BYU.
Gonna get man-to-man defense.
Third down at 7. Chapin caught short of the first down marker. Hal Presley with the catch, and it's going to be a 3 and out.
Yeah, they tried to get vertical and create kind of a pick play there. And once again, Adams is there to make the tackle. Very nice job by this UCF defense of not allowing this pick play to happen. The one thing that you have to be as a defender, you have to be on different levels than your buddy. If you're on different levels now, you can attack these throws and make sure you stop them from getting the first down.
Garrison Grimes, the long snapper, recovered 2 fumbles a week ago. Palmer Williams gets it off. Punt bounce from the 34 inside the 25. It'll be down close to the 20. That is a 50-yard punt. Wasn't necessarily pretty, but no return, and it's a wonderful net gain. Let's talk about UCF and their offense. A lot of moves around here throughout the course of the season. Marcellus Marshall is the left guard for the 2nd straight week. Caden Kittler is the center for the 2nd straight week. But you want to talk about R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, R.J. Harvey is a guy who, in the run game, is so important for this offense, along with Johnny Richardson. But R.J. Harvey is so dynamic in the run game, and it's why this offense is so dynamic, and it's going to help the quarterback, Timmy McClain, a great deal.
3rd consecutive start for McClain in relief of John Rice Plumlee, who we are told is getting healthier and healthier. Actually warmed up before the game began. And a little inside run, Johnny Richardson. He's dynamic. There goes Richardson. Green grass for Richardson. Touchdown, UCF. The first offensive play in the state of Florida as a Big 12 team playing a Big 12 game results in a touchdown for Johnny Richardson, 79 yards.
It's all about contain. You have to have contain when you're a defensive end, and if you lose contain, that's what will happen with a dynamic athlete like Johnny Richardson.
Colton Boomer, automatic, and it's 7-0 UCF. What a start for the Knights. 79 big ones, Johnny Richardson. For something to cheer about, they already lead 7-0 over Baylor.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's TJ Franklin, right? He's responsible for setting the edge of the defense. And then these linebackers have to scrape over the top, but they don't do a very good job. And now this motion, you're going to take this and hit the 200-meter dash for Johnny Richardson. I mean, it's an outstanding job by Richardson, but not much had to be done. All he did was go in motion one way. It froze those linebackers for a second and created the effect of a jet sweep. And then he hits his head on the goalpost untouched. I have to go back to a quote from John Rice Plumlee before this season even started. He said, if Johnny Richardson, number 0 in black, if he gets the ball, you got to make sure you get your phone out because something special is going to happen. I hope you had your phones ready.
And Devin, I don't think I've ever said this before, but Kobe Hudson, a wide receiver, had a pancake block in the secondary. Yeah. He knocked his man down to the ground. So we got to tip the cap right there. Kobe Hudson's had 3 consecutive games of 100-yard receiving, but he had a pancake block in the open field.
That's why that's so important. He's not the guy that you put in the block, right? He's their big play guy. He's there 3 games in a row, 100 yards receiving. And I'm just telling you, when you get a guy that's that productive as a receiver in the pass-catching game to be a blocker the way he is for his teammates, I mean, you got a good camaraderie with your team.
Last time UCF scored in the first play from scrimmage was back in 2009. If you remember that Rice game, folks, I'm impressed. All right, Baylor trying to calm things down. That's Dominic Richardson. And he runs forward for a yard, maybe 2. Let's talk about the UCF defense. Ricky Barber, will he be able to give a decent amount of snaps today?
Yeah, it's good to see him in the game for the second drive. Last week, he only played that first drive, couldn't really give it a go, but now he's back out there, and I'm just telling you, his presence is so important as he tag teams with Lee Hunter to make sure they shut down the run game, and him being back is huge for UCF defense.
6'3", 295 pounds, just builds that wall with Lee Hunter in the middle of the line of scrimmage. Chapin gets it out in space. This is Jordan Neighbors to the 30-yard line. Walter Yates with the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd down. And Yates is waving the left hand, saying he may need to come out of the game.
He did a very good job of not allowing himself to get outflanked right away. He does a nice job of shedding a block and getting out there and creating this third and medium. And I think this is where UCF can thrive. They can really get after Blake Shapen and test just how healthy that left knee is.
All right, false alarm. Yates will stay in the game. It's 3rd down and 5. Designed rollout. Shapen in trouble. Goes down. Tremont Morris Brash, his 4th sack of the year.
Contrary to the previous play, watch Scar. He's the guy that's responsible for setting the edge to the defense. Look at him fight and make sure. Keep that outside arm free. Now it cuts Shapen off, and he has nowhere to go, and the rest of the cavalry comes to make a play.
That is a big-time loss. They scored a loss of 14, so it's 4th and 19. Williams, 2 punts, 4 minutes into our game. And a fair catch made by Xavier Townsend right at midfield. 37-yard punt, no return. And now the second offensive possession for UCF. What a great start for Gus Malzahn and the Knights.
Can we call the first one a possession? This is the first time we're really going to get a chance to see Timmy McClain in his 3rd start. Like I talked about in the open, he has been spectacular at times. I mean, making plays inside, out of the pocket, similar to the way John Rice Plumlee was able to. But there's been that one big mistake that's kind of set him back. If he can avoid that mistake, he can have an outstanding game here again today.
Man in motion is Harvey. Now he joins McClain in the backfield. Quick hitter. Passes low as it's scooped up off the ground. They say yes. Javon Baker with the catch. 13 yards on 1st down.
Always love those routes. It's not quite a slant. It's not quite a bang-aid. It's kind of in between, and he gets vertical, 5 steps on the outside foot, stick it in the ground, get across in that slat angle. Nice throw to start the game.
And now a buzz down.
The ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
Now, every play in college football is looked at some longer than others. And after taking a while to get that ball snapped.
Yeah, I think this should be quick, though. Either it's going to be incomplete or it's not. You know what I mean? You can see when that ball bounces. But I think that he did do a good job of scooping it up off the turf there. Let's take a look. I think it's that bounce. Does the ball move once the tip hits when he falls over the ball? He got it initially, right? He gets it from hitting the ground initially, but then it comes and it's kind of moving just a little bit. Is there enough to overturn it with it being called a catch on the field is the question. But I think they may overturn this. That tip of the ball does graze the ground and start to move in his arms, and so that will lead to it being an incomplete pass. Dean, what do you think?
I think you described it really well, and you don't need me. But I think
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down, UCF.
They weren't stands, but I was with you in terms of that ball appeared to come loose and touch the ground. That's what we were looking at. Again, it's got to be clear and obvious for them to overturn it. I thought it was incomplete, but if they are not 100% sure, they're going to stay with the ruling on the field.
Well, it's good that we're always on the same page. I would much rather be wrong with you.
100%.
Well, Devin, one of the things that they've done over the years is they've coached up receivers so well. You saw Baker, at least with the roll, try and make sure that it looks like he's making it. See it. Yep. Little end around, and this is Townsend. A world of speed for Xavier Townsend. Couple of dead legs, and he's inside the 20. Right now, UCF is the faster team than Baylor.
Now it's a new culprit that needs to set the edge to the defense. Number 51 in white, Kyler Jordan just doesn't do a very good job. He takes on the blocker, but he forgets I'm the edge setter. I have to make sure I keep contained. He doesn't do a very good job of it.
And the ball is dropped by Kobe Hudson. I think that's the 4th play so far today for UCF. It's the first play that didn't go for at least 10 yards. They've been a big play offense here in our first quarter. As we take a look at the Baylor defense, Gabe Hall's going to need to have a big game today.
Yeah, I think he is. And on that last play, I think it was less of a drop and more of a real PBU. You know, sometimes you get credit for PBUs, but a nice job by the true freshman, DJ Coleman, number 33, for coming in and raking that ball out after the catch.
So it sets up a 2nd down at 10. Harvey looks zone. That's an 11-yard gain when he was first touched at the line of scrimmage.
Man, I just love to watch this young man run. I talked about him early in the game because he is the engine for this offense. I mean, he does such a good job sticking his foot in the ground, going in and going out, making guys miss in a phone booth and picking up yardage.
I love the fact that his jersey gave way, but he never did.
Tearaway jersey back in your day, huh?
Oh, my. Greg Pruitt smiling somewhere. First down and goal. McClain, he can run. And McClain out of bounds at the 1. Didn't give it up.
I would love to see Timmy McClain dive and sell out. You got to go get that pylon, big fella. I'm not mad at it, right? Because the one thing we talked about, find that medium. Spectacular, big mistakes. We don't want to risk it. We know that we can run this football. We get down in tight. They're going to get the ball in the end zone. They will probably bring in Jordan McDonald at some point as they get closer if they don't get in. So don't risk it. But I would have loved to see him get the pylon there.
They actually put him at the 2, not the 1. McClain walks into the end zone. 2-yard scambler, Timmy McClain, and it's a 13-0 lead for UCF.
We got a new guy, Devin Bobby, coming in. You have got to be the contained player. If you don't have an edge to the defense, Timmy McClain is going to burn you every time, and it's an easy walk-in touchdown. He said, listen, Devin, just relax. I'm going to get it on the next one. Doesn't get in on what is it, first down? Gets in on second down.
Boomer doing a Boomer thing. It's a 14-0 lead for UCF. All smiles in Orlando right now early for the Knights.
Get your game on. We coming strong.
Hey, Devin. Well, we haven't even made 6 full minutes of game time, and it's already a 14-0 lead for the locals. The UCF Knights playing their first home Big 12 conference game, and they've ripped off touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. In total, 7 plays for Gus Malzahn's team, 131 yards, averaging close to 19 yards per play right out of the chute.
Yeah, and the majority of it is coming on the ground. I mean, this ground attack for UCF continues to be outstanding, and it was a big question mark when John Rice Plumlee went out. Will the ground game continue to be as dominant? And it looks like it just absolutely has.
Ball goes through the back of the end zone. That's the direction the wind is flying, so not a surprise that Boomer's kicks are booming through the end zone. And now what's going to happen with Baylor Bears, Devin? They've had it twice and had 3 and outs both times.
Not a whole bunch of positive, but the one positive I will say that Blake Shapen is back, right? He's able to move because even though he got sacked on that one play, he felt comfortable enough to try to create the way he's always been able to. So that's a really good sign for Baylor. I think you have to get him on the move. Since he's healthy, get him on the move, allow him to make plays outside the pocket.
All right, in the backfield next to Shapen is number 29, Richard Reese. Close to 1,000 yards rushing a year ago as a freshman. Shapen's pass was behind the intended receiver, looking for Josh Cameron.
For Josh Cameron, he started to leak on his route, right? Where you want a slant route, you want to have a clear vertical sail. He starts to leak inside, trying to get away from the DB, and that creates an opportunity for the ball to be thrown behind because you're just not where the quarterback expects you to be.
20 points per game, 80 points in 4 games. That's a tough way to win. Richard Reese tackled by Tremont Morris Brash. Brash had a sack a moment ago. He now has 10 tackles for losses. That's the most of any player in all of Division 1A FBS. 3rd down and 4. Baylor needs to stay on the field. And they try and run it. Handoff wasn't clean, but Reese makes it to the line. First down for Baylor.
Gotta love the patience of Reese to find his way through there and pick up that first down.
We're glad you found us here on FS1. It is Baylor and UCF. UCF has scored touchdowns the first 2 times they've had the ball. This is the first Big 12 conference game ever being played in the state of Florida. Welcome to the Big 12, UCF. With Devin Gardner, I'm Eric Collins. It is a hot, steamy day, 86 degrees. We've got significant wind, 12 miles per hour. Right now, Blake Shapen, in just his second start of the year, he is leading the Baylor Bears into the win.
Absolutely. After losing Blake Shapen in that first game against Texas State, this offense started to sputter in the following weeks. And you think when you get your quarterback back and he's healthy, you get a chance to not only open up the run game, but take some of those shots downfield. We haven't seen him to this point in the game, but I expect him to come soon.
First two possessions for Baylor, both 3 and outs. Second down and 9. Shapen passes low and incomplete. He was looking for Hal Presley, and it's now 3rd and long.
Yeah, so right now what I can see from Blake Shapen is just not in the groove of the game. No matter how much you practice, the game speed is not the same, and so he's trying to get back into it. Remember, he's been down for the last 3 weeks. We saw a slant that was behind that we know he can make, and then an open curl there to Hal Presley that he can definitely make. So he has to get his feet going in this game because UCF is going so fast on offense.
3rd down and 9. Shapen goes down. What a wonderful start. That's Malachi Lawrence, 2nd sack for UCF.
Take a look here. You go inside here, and then Lawrence comes around through the middle. Very nice job. Remember, we talked about Ricky Barber. Look at him take up 2 guys and allow the linebacker, number 51, Malachi Lawrence, to get skinny and get to the quarterback. Blake Shapen never had a chance.
So sacks on back-to-back possessions absorbed by Baylor to disrupt things. Palmer Williams, his 3rd punt of the first quarter. On the return, this is Townsend. He gets to the edge. And forced out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 6:26 remaining in our first quarter. UCF has been wonderful so far. FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen. First Big 12 conference game in the state of Florida, and it has been all UCF. They lead 14-0 over Baylor. 6:26 remaining in our first quarter. UCF back on offense. They are averaging 18.7 yards per play here in our first quarter. 7 plays, 131 yards under the direction of the backup quarterback, Timmy McClain. McClain's 3rd consecutive start. Pats it a couple of times and throws a dime. Another touchdown for UCF. Javon Baker. What a historically great first quarter for UCF. 65-yard touchdown.
We're going to have a switch release here and right up the seam. And you got Devin Bobby, who's the middle safety, with his eyes inside. And when your eyes are inside, you got guys running behind you. They had that against Texas where they had a guy screaming through the middle. Great job by the offensive staff of UCF to see something that happened, but we could go and find a way to execute. Javon Baker for a touchdown. They've been waiting to get him going there.
UCF has ran 8 plays. 3 times those 8 plays have turned into touchdowns.
Devin Bobby has to be the guy in the middle of the field. If somebody's in your room, you cannot have your eyes in the backfield, right? He gets the attention taken by Kobe Hudson, an outstanding receiver. So now he's not in the middle anymore. You got Javon Baker screaming through the middle. Number 24, the safety / defensive back Corey Gordon Jr. thinks that he has help, but he doesn't because the eyes of the safety, Devin Bobby, number 28, are in the backfield, and it allows for Javon Baker to scream through the middle, similar to the play they had against Texas.
If someone's in your room,
somebody's in your room,
you can't look into the backfield.
Absolutely. So the way they play defense, they give their safety freedom to look in the backfield if no one's in their room. Well, what UCF did is they sent somebody kind of in his room, but then the person behind him, which was Javon Baker, went all the way in his room, and so now he's wide open.
We'll have another kick.
The ball fell off the tee, and we'll kick it again. Told you it's windy. 12-mile-an-hour winds, and it's right from the back of the kicker, Colton Boomer. So we'll
going. Almost.
Oh, wow. Eagle Eye Gardner. Good job.
Yep.
Boomer still got a decent leg on
He
that.
did get a good piece of it, huh?
That's probably the only thing that's gone wrong for UCF in our first quarter. And even that, they got to redo. 21-0 is our score. UCF has run 8 plays and picked up 196 yards. Good God. Boomer's second stab at it. Uh-oh, run out of leg. Doesn't make it to the end zone. Here comes Jordan Neighbors. And Neighbors got absolutely clobbered. Walter Yates met him with some force. And Baylor will start on offense for the 4th time now.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go airborne, it can get dicey. It can even go that high. Casey does a very good job of digging him out there. Now, this is a big-time drive for Baylor. UCF doesn't seem to be slowing down. Your defense can't truly stop them. They've scored 3 straight possessions in short fashion, I might add. If you're Blake Shapen, you have to find a way to put a drive together and get points on the board. Right now, this is a critical drive.
Shapen has 2 completions. He's been sacked twice. It's bad ratio. Hey, there's his 3rd completion. Hal Presley with the catch. And that's the best game they've had on first down to begin any of their 4 drives.
It's a nice job. You're just going to get that old dagger concept. Hal Presley's going to come on that deep dig route, which is a deep in route, and he does a very good job of getting nice and friendly with the quarterback, and a nice throw by Shapen to start this drive.
17-yard throw and catch. Shapen wants to throw back-to-back downs. Dangerous pass. Wow. Great job by Hal Presley to act as a quarterback and knock the ball away.
I mean, this is an outstanding job by Corey Thornton. I mean, he, from the start, remember, in the NFL, you can't make contact downfield. In college, you can be a little bit more handsy. Watch him at the top of your screen from the start. He just stops him. You're not going anywhere, Presley. And so he has hands on. That's not pass interference. That's not illegal contact. Doesn't exist in the college game. And so now he's in perfect position. And as you said, Hal Presley has to play defender.
Corey Thornton has picked off a pass in each of the last 2 games for UCF. Blitz comes out the edge. It's picked up. And Baylor, Monterey Baldwin with his first catch, picks up 15 yards.
It's a nice job run. Monterey Baldwin just getting vertical on the alley defender and turning in, and Blake Shapen hits it right on his belly.
All right, so now we know that Baylor can take a punch and punch back.
You can see a much more comfortable Blake Shapen here. Obviously, you would have loved for him to start the game this way, but all the throws you know he can make, he's hitting those throws on this drive, and he absolutely needed to.
Shapen. Almost a contested catch made by Keytron Jackson, but it's ripped away by Corey Thornton.
I mean, that's an outstanding job by Corey Thornton. That's 2 plays back-to-back on this drive where he is in perfect position, driving down and making sure that ball isn't caught until it's caught. He continues to rake out, and pull away and gets that ball out late.
You call that a pass broken up right there?
Oh, without question.
It's number 4 on the year for Thornton. Our first time that Baylor has crossed midfield. Don't want to peter out. 2nd down and 10. Reese runs hard to the 35. Six-yard gain for Reese. And now some options. 3rd down and 4 on the outskirts of field goal range. It's maybe 2 plays to pick up the 4 yards.
I think you have a real opportunity here to either run the ball or pass the ball because of the fact that you want to treat this like 4-down territory. Like I said, UCF's offense is rolling right now. You're down 21. You got to make sure you get some of this, if not all of it.
They've got a tight end they like. 89, Drake Dabney. Out in space. Catch is made by Jonah Burton. Burton right at the line to gain.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to him here, and this is a nice job of getting Blake Shapen outside the pocket. Even though he has the bum wheel, he has been dynamic in practice, so they feel comfortable putting him on the edge. Does a nice job with the naked bootleg, get on the edge, slip a guy in the flat, first down.
So they do move the chains. It's a first down. Ball is spotted right at the 30. Dawson Pendergrass comes in. He is number 35 for Baylor. He's the man behind Shapen in the backfield. Shapen. This is Pendergrass. First time into the game. He's got a chance for greatness. Step into the 6 and pushed out of bounds. Welcome to the ball game, Dawson.
It's a nice job. Pendergrass is just not a focal point of this offense. So when you're UCF, you see Pendergrass come in, you think he's just there to block, right? And he comes out, slips into the flat, and he is wide open. They completely ignore him. But how about the red zone woes for Baylor? They have struggled to make sure they get points on the board. 6 drives, 2 field goals, 0 touchdowns is the big number. And today, with UCF getting to this great start, you have to get touchdowns.
First down and goal. Ball's at the 5. Tight end Johnson was the man in motion. Now this is Burton who follows him in motion. The give. And Richardson is pounded. Still able to get down to the 1-yard line. That was violent.
I mean, that is good stuff there. Dominic Richardson, 6 foot 207. He's not a small guy. Listen to this collision. Wow.
You missed that? You missed that, Devin?
I do not. I remember I went to the Michigan game a few weeks ago, and on the field, these guys are running very fast into each other. I don't remember it being like that. Not even slowing down. How about that? That's football.
Second down and goal. Back of the end zone, knocked away. Nice defensive play made to keep that ball away from the intended target. That was the tight end, Jake Roberts, in the back of the end zone.
It's a nice job by Cam Moore. You're going to see him. He's right there coming across your screen, and he just finds his way to not play the run. It's a great fake by Shapen, but he doesn't play the run. He drops back and gets one hand on it. What a play! Because that's a touchdown. Wide open in the back of the end zone was number 86, Jake Roberts.
All right, this may be 2 plays to get a touchdown.
I get Shapen on the edge here.
Fake to Richardson. There he is, Shapen on the edge. Can he get to the pylon? There's a flag down.
I think he's going to be holding on the defense there. They were holding the tight end quite a bit, but I don't think it's going to matter because Blake Shapen does a nice job of getting the pylon. Long conversation. I think it's for sure going to be.
Result of the play was a touchdown. Holding. Defense, number 3. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
That's the touchdown Baylor needed. They're feeling good again.
Absolutely. Just a little naked bootleg. Get on the edge. And when Blake Shapen is on the edge, remember, he is a threat
Reset the
to
game
run.
clock to 158.
And he shows just how much of a threat he is by making sure while his tight end's being held, Jake Roberts, he's getting manhandled left line of scrimmage. He finds a way to get to the pylon, and that is the response that they needed. Now they cut this lead to 14.
Methodical. 10 plays, 72 yards, and the touchdown. Isaiah Hankins will try the extra point. There's a new long snapper in the game. And wasn't pretty, but it goes through.
That's something that we have to continue to monitor through the game in the special teams, whether it's punt or it's field goal, because the operations just won't be as fast because the normal long snapper, Garrison Grimes, got hurt on a previous punt, and he just won't be available for the team. So a true freshman, Dylan Schaub, looks like he's going to be the guy handling those duties. And I'm just telling you, special teams can lose you and win you football games. They have to make sure they monitor that and get those snaps back quickly like they normally would be.
All right, we're going to keep it here. 1:58 remaining in our first quarter. And we've had a lot of possessions here in our first quarter. Dave Aranda and the Baylor Bears, that was their 4th possession. First time they're able to score. UCF, they've had it 3 times, but only 8 plays and have already scored 3 touchdowns. Kind of goofy.
You can see how hot it is. Look at Coach Aranda, man. He's getting himself quite a sweat there.
I need to find him a baseball hat.
Man, his shirt's wet, head's wet. Shapen's all dirty and battered and bruised, but that's an outstanding drive.
Now, there was some worry that maybe UCF was going to run away and hide, up 21-0, playing in their first home game as a Big 12 conference member. Ooh, look at this. Oh, it goes out of bounds, and it will be a penalty. So great starting field position for UCF. Ball to be spotted at the 35.
It's a nice job by Richardson because his teammates were yelling at him to get the ball. And that's a smart decision because you're going to steal some real good field position.
Free kick out of bounds. Ball will be placed the 35-yard line. First down.
This has been the offense of UCF. It started off with Richardson. I mean, outstanding, hitting the edge like a 200-meter jazz. And then Timmy McClain says, hold on now. I'll join in on the action. Pulls it out, gets in the end zone. And then he does it with his arm. Takes a big hit and drives a perfect throw into the breadbasket of Javon Baker. This UCF offense has not showed any signs of slowing down. Outstanding to start this game.
When's the last time you saw 2 one-play scoring drives for a particular team? R.J. Harvey was tripped up the line of scrimmage by Gabe Hall. Still able to get positive yards, but that could have been a big chunk play.
Yeah, big time job by Gabe Hall, making sure, because if he doesn't, there's going to be another big play for UCF.
Gain of 5. UCF started their season 3-0. Stubbed their toe a week ago out in Manhattan, Kansas. Lost against Kansas State. They had 10 penalties in that game. That was a problem. McClain, no chance. Looking for Javon Baker.
It's a nice job by Chateau Reed, number 21, the cornerback for Baylor, making sure he squeezes Javon Baker on that sideline so it leaves no space truly for Timmy McClain to fade him away. Outstanding job by the redshirt junior cornerback.
Oh, I just saw what you're talking about, Devin. Chateau Reed has a mouth guard dangling from his helmet,
yeah,
and he put in his other mouthpiece. He's got 2 mouthpieces.
Yeah.
The dangling one's just for show.
Yep, it's just for style points, baby.
I thought you were blowing smoke before. It's true. McClain under duress, 3rd down, incomplete. So here comes the Baylor Bears. They score a touchdown, and then they force a 3 and out.
I love that play by Timmy McClain because we've seen him make mistakes and he's jogging off kind of limping there. But we've seen him sometimes do too much. And there, a punt is not a bad thing. And so he finds a way to get free with Matt Jones, number 2 in white for Baylor, the linebacker, bearing down on him. And he finds a way to just get rid of the ball, and it's almost like a throwaway.
He's still got that hitch in his giddy-up.
Yeah.
We'll have to monitor that.
100%, because his legs are a big part of why the running backs are so capable of getting loose, because you have to worry about the quarterback. And if you don't, we saw him walk in for a touchdown.
First time we've seen the punter, Mitch McCarthy, line drive, returnable punt from the 10-yard line. Here comes Josh Cameron, and he gets out to the 27. So 49-yard kick, 13-yard return. College football action continues next. Iowa State going to take on the 14th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, followed by 25th ranked Fresno State Bulldogs, putting a 13-game winning streak on the line against Mountain West foe Nevada, all right here on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
How about the quarterbacks at both teams, where they used to play?
Yeah, the common theme all day long. FS1, we're going to have former UCF quarterbacks that you can watch. Of course, Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma.
He's playing much better this year. Seeing the field a lot better than he did a year ago. And Oklahoma looks like a real threat to Big 12.
1:08 remaining in our first quarter. Chapin hands it off. Richard Reese loses a yard. John Walker, the true freshman from Kissimmee. Another tackle for loss.
I mean, this young guy is good, man. They better make sure they get him some NIL in the coming years, because this true freshman can play. I'm just telling you, people are going to be beating down his door when the season is over. He does a great job of just whiffing the tight end and then beating the guard across his face. I mean, he hasn't even been in a weight room for a full year. Right? This is a true freshman coming in making plays.
John Walker. If you call him Johnny Walker, that's a real easy NIL tie. Second down and 11. Chapin. Got to be careful.
Easy.
Wow, the two defenders for UCF actually hit each other, not Chapin. He lives to fight another day.
I love it. I love it to see Chapin be back and able to run and move the way that he wants to. He drops back, sees there's nothing there, and gets vertical quickly. Makes the decision to go, and he's gone, and he sets up a very manageable third down.
That was was a nasty collision between Walter Yates and Jason Johnson, two defenders for UCF. It's now 3rd down and 3. And we'll wait a bit because we've run out of time in our first quarter. So a lots of time for Baylor to think about and implement something good. They've got a 3rd down and 4 when we come back to Orlando. But Baylor is driving. Remember, the first 21 points of the game were scored by UCF, but Baylor starting to find their stride. As you'd imagine, with the 21-7 score, all the stats leaning towards UCF.
And as big as that last drive for Baylor was, this one's just as big. You get a stop from your defense. You don't know how many of those stops you'll get. So you got to make sure you cut this lead to 7 or at least get 3 on this drive to make sure you stay in the game.
They need to get to the 37. And they run it. Reese has got the first down. And a bunch more. Richard Reese, one of the best runs of his season. Speed, burst, and power all rolled into one.
Run to the bubble. It's a bubble here, right? And this is the lane. Get right through that lane, and Reese does it. A nice job there by the offensive line and the coordinator, Grimes, making sure that he doesn't just throw the ball or put Shapen on the edge every single time. Reese does a very nice job. He doesn't even have to do much. Just run through the open gap.
Reese just 125 yards through the first 4 games. Picks up 28 yards on that scamper. Shapen moving things around.
You got low safeties. He maybe changed into a shot here.
Nope, handoff. Reese. So all that moving and shaking just for that, Devin.
Yeah, when you get those safeties low, I thought for sure they were going to a cover 4 beater, right? That cover 4 defense with those safeties down, you want to make sure you get guys running past them through the middle of the defense, but they go to the run, and you got to remember, when those safeties add in, you just got more guys, and you just don't have enough on the offensive line.
Jason Jackson, another tackle. Came into this one with 390 career tackles. That's a whole bunch.
He's a good football player.
It's like one big bruise.
And cover 4 again.
2nd down and 7. Lowering the shoulder. Look at Richardson. Just stoned Damari Henderson. That's the problem with weighing 160 pounds if you're Damari Henderson trying to tackle Dominic Richardson.
Yeah, you're going to see him coming to your screen there, and this is the thing. The cover 4 safety is the extra guy. He has to make the play, and I'm just telling you, Dominic Richardson says, not today.
Damari Henderson is like, man, what a bad idea that was.
So the defense worked, right? It's exactly where you want it to be. You have an opportunity with an extra guy, but when you win a one-on-one battle, you have this opportunity. Nice job by Dominic Richardson.
11-yard gain, 1st down and 10. Richardson gets it again. And this time only 2. Tackle made by Ricky Barber. Good to see he's still in the game. Remember, he played only the first series a week ago at Kansas State and then had to sit out the remainder of the game.
Yeah, and I kind of pointed to the day that was had by the running game of Kansas State a week ago.
TJ
him not being there, right? Yeah. Giddens just had a field day on this defense because you just didn't have that big fellow Ricky Barber in the middle. Now, remember I talked to you before the game and said, hey, that's essentially 2 games he missed, so he should be healthy enough to be a staple piece in this defense, and he's been that to this point in the game.
Richard Reese back into the ball game behind Shapen. He's got it. Reese finds a crease to the 15. Upset with himself. He thought he could have made more out of it. Tackle made by Quadric Bullard.
That's that wide zone gap scheme where you allow the running back to pick his gap, right? You just allow those offensive linemen to block to the right, and let Reese find the gap. He finds the gap and squeezes through for a little bit.
Yeah, the running game down in comparison to the way that they began the year last year. That was coming into this game. They swap out Richardson. Reese back to the sideline.
What I love for offensive coordinator Coach Jeff Grimes, he has not abandoned the run, right? He's done a very good job of sticking with the run game, especially in some situations where maybe you thought he might pass the ball.
No, that's nothing.
Richardson on 3rd and 1. Ball comes loose. Ball comes loose. This is Damari Henderson. This has not been blown dead. And Henderson is going to go all the way for the touchdown. There is a flag down.
So obviously, I mean, this is an outstanding play. I think they're going to look at this, and I think they're going to see that number 21, Dominic Richardson, his knee is down. Now, could it be down on the ground or could it be on the hand of the defender that was holding on to his knee? That's the question. Like, is it on his arm or is his knee on the ground? It looks like his knee may be on the arm of it looks like Lee Hunter, so that could stand. I mean, they let it play out, so they're going to have clear evidence that his knee is
Ruling
on the
field
ground.
is a fumble recovered for UCF for a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct for celebration. The player who scored the touchdown. A foul will be forced on the try or the kickoff. Also, sideline warning, UCF.
Diving into the end zone, excessive celebration.
The unsportsmanlike conduct was on number 8. That's his first of the game.
Well, the big thing is, when did the ball come out?
Take a look at Lee Hunter right there. Right, he's going to grab him below the waist, and he has his arm. And so when the runner's knee is going down, it lands on the arms of Lee Hunter. So he's not down.
Of a fumble is under further review.
Maybe it's slipping through those hands, but it has to be clear and obvious for them to overturn this play. I mean, at 6'4", 320 pounds, your arm's going to be big. So maybe, you know, he can't fit a bunch of wristwatches and wristbands. It might be tough, but it might have aided him in making sure this play stands.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people saying, hey, forward progress was stopped.
Yeah, but they didn't blow it.
They didn't blow it.
And if you're Baylor, though, if he's a little bit short, you want to give the opportunity to continue to drive. But Dean, clear it up for us.
This one's really close. A lot of moving parts. It's that knee. Is it on the defender's arms? This was a good shot. You're going to see him go to the ground. Is the knee touching the ground? Then we've got to find the football. If the knee touches the ground, that's part one. Part two, does he still have control of the ball? He might be down, but again, is this clear and obvious? It was ruled a fumble returned for a touchdown, and I'm struggling to find enough evidence to overturn it. Now, they're looking at all of our angles, and again, they have access to this angle, and they can run it back and forth. But is that knee touching? And if it is, where's the ball at that point?
I mean, those arms are the culprit right now. I mean, his arms underneath that knee is making it so difficult to see.
Dean, thank you so much. Great stuff. That's tough, man. It
is tough. It's
you
tough
got
to
your knee
overturn,
on
too.
someone's big, huge bicep.
Yeah.
And not on the ground.
Right, you're just fighting for extra yards. You feel like you're down, right? And so you maybe loosen up just a little bit, but a lot of credit has to go to Damari Henderson, who got ran through earlier on this drive.
He got absolutely trucked.
He got absolutely ran through on this drive, and he got himself a little get back, at least right now. Yeah, he heard you talking about him at 160. He said, all right, these skinny arms can get in there and rip this ball out.
Yeah, indisputable video evidence. I don't know if there's enough to overturn, but just in the spirit of what we're looking at, yeah, his knee was not on the grass. You're correct.
Yep.
But he was not going forward, and he thought he was down.
He might have thought wrong, man.
Yeah, okay.
They're taking a long look, right? So the longer they look, it feels to me like they're like, it's kind of like how you're saying, the spirit of it, we don't want to let this stand, but we have to because of the letter of the law and not enough angles and all those different things.
I almost see some white knee pad on the ground.
But then you have to say, where's the ball in relation to that?
All right, here's our ruling. Henry Johns, what do you got?
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown. The unsportsmanlike conduct by number 8 will be enforced on the kickoff.
So it goes the way of UCF. That was important. They didn't say stands. Yep. Did not say confirmed.
Can't find the evidence to say, the clear and obvious evidence to say that it's the wrong call. But Henderson got ran over for a big run earlier by number 21, Dominic Richardson. And he said, I'll take that, and goes and turns it into 6.
So another massive touchdown for UCF. This one's going to be an 87-yard.
The red zone woes for Baylor continue.
So look at this. The score is now 28-7 UCF.
That was a bad dive. That was not good.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take you back to 2014, the very first day of 2014. This is the only other time that UCF and Baylor have met, and it was in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Blake Bortles had a day. Offensive player of the game. And in a shock, UCF, George O'Leary has punched 15th in the country. They take down Baylor, who were 6th that year. Also of note, Terrence Plummer, defensive player of the game, 14 tackles and a sack. And wouldn't you know it, the UCF Knights team from 2014 back in the house being celebrated. And a special moment just between the first and the second quarter, getting acknowledged and slapping hands together.
Yeah,
Real good stuff.
Maybe Blake Bortles had a conversation with Timmy McClain and said, hey, this is what I did. Maybe you can go out and hit me, because he came out on fire. And how about that play by Henderson to rip that ball out and create points for the defense? And that's a 14-point swing, right? You take points off the board for Baylor because they had the first down. They were going to continue to drive. They didn't look like they were going to slow down. And you turn into points for your own team and make this lead 21 yet again.
So because of the penalty,
which I don't like,
against Henderson for diving into the end zone.
Henderson, if you're going to get a penalty, dive. Like, do it. You know what I mean? You kind of like leaks into the end zone. What are you doing?
Ball is kicked off from the 20 and a running start for Jordan Neighbors. You really can't cash in, only to the 31, and it's Henderson who makes the tackle.
There you go. He's everywhere.
Damari Henderson has been the story here in the second quarter. Let's talk about the defense for UCF.
I mean, they started off hot, right? They almost got interception on the very first play, and then they put together a couple sacks and put a lot of pressure on Blake Shapen. And with that pressure, they got the ball back to their offense to score. And then on that final drive, Baylor's driving, and they take the ball away themselves with an awful dive, I might add. Henderson is going to hear that in the locker room coming up this next week, especially if they get a win.
So Baylor, they take another punch. They're now down 21 for the second time. And they keep it on the ground. This ground game was effective last time they had it. Richard Reese has had a nice second quarter.
I think it is still too early to abandon the run game, so I love what offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes is doing here, making sure he keeps his UCF defense honest. Now, there's something out there to be had against this UCF defense. Their safeties are playing low relatively frequently, so you are going to be able to throw the ball over their heads, but you have to continue to lean into that run game that's been successful.
Play action. Shapen. Flag comes down in the backfield. And Shapen takes a shot. 320 pounds of Lee Hunter hitting him in the small of the back.
Listen, Alvin Abos-Ale has been really good. But on that play, Malachi Lawrence got into his chest so fast, and he had nothing to do but hold
it. Offense, number 79, 10-yard penalty, still sticking down.
Yeah, Bosole.
Take a look at this matchup right here. Right, big 79. I mean, he gets surprised. He didn't turn speed into power. He went power straight into power, right into his chest at Shapen. And so he has to hold and try to make sure he can't get to him. And I'm sure every offensive lineman at home is going to be saying, oh, wait, he's got good hands. He's not wrapped around, but he does have a good grab of that jersey and that shoulder pad.
And around, this is Baldwin. Tons of speed with Baldwin. And he crosses midfield and pushed out of bounds. So it was second down and 14. And they go to a trick play, and it's what they needed to get back in it. Third down and short now. They give him 9 yards.
It's a nice job by Grimes, because you know how aggressive UCF is going to be on that next down, trying to make sure they push you and keep you back. He used that aggression against them with the end around.
Third down and 5.
In my opinion, I think this UCF defense is going to sit at the sticks and not move their feet. I will be able to run the ball, throw the ball past them on this play.
Out in the flat, catch is made, but an immediate tackle is made. It was Presley with the catch, but Quadric Bullard wouldn't let him go an extra foot.
I mean, that's an outstanding job by Bullard, playing the defense the way it should be played. Sit your feet at 5 and don't retreat. He does a nice job of just running and rallying to the tackle on the catch to stop him. And Baylor looks like they're going to try to go for it. They feel like this is kind of desperate, and I agree. You have to go for it here. You're down 21. Your defense hasn't proven that they can really truly stop the UCF offense, so you got to try to get 1 yard here.
All they need is 1 yard.
The bubble's on that side.
First charge, timeout of the half. UCF.
So UCF, they want to talk about it.
Media timeout.
6 remaining here in our second quarter, and this is a very important 4th down call. Jeff Grimes, the offensive coordinator, is thinking about what is going to allow my team to remain on the field offensively. We're already down 21 points. 4th and 1 on their own side of the field.
Before the timeout, the bubble was to the top of your screen. Now you got the bubble in the air you can get to right there. I would expect a run right there. Try to pick up this first down.
It's Richardson, the bigger of the backs in the backfield, and they want to throw for it. And the tight end Yates, it's behind him, and the ball goes over to UCF.
That's tough. It's an outstanding job by this UCF defense, being honest and staying in position, making sure they are there to make this play. And Adams kind of gets stopped a little bit. He finds a way to get around because the ball is just a little bit late and behind the receiving target. He's able to catch up and make sure that he stops that ball from being completed. That's actually a really good design when you look at it, because it did set a pick, and Brandon Adams couldn't get there, but the throw was not on target. UCF football.
So UCF, the ball in a 21-point lead. Great starting field position, and they haven't needed it today. They have been a quick strike offense all day long. R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a quick strike offense, and it's really without R.J. Harvey really getting going yet, right? So you add him into the mix when he starts to get going, it's going to be really tough for this Baylor defense to stop this offense.
They have a 65-yard touchdown catch for Baker, a 79-yard touchdown run for Richardson, and an 87-yard fumble return for a touchdown by Henderson. Harvey still on his feet, down to the 17-yard line. He runs hard.
I mean, absolutely love it. Everybody's just going to be man on man, man on man. He's going to get this ball, hop outside, and then get underneath everything. And he almost takes it to the house. Nice job of ball security. You can see an incomplete pass there. Javon Baker with the drop. But the great ball security by R.J. Harvey is so important. You saw them ripping at it. He gets spun around, protects it with 2, so he can't get to the end zone.
All right, so red zone opportunity for UCF. Ball's at the 17-yard line. They fake it to Baker. They give it to Harvey. Harvey to the edge. He's got enough for another first down. He's only 5'8", but he's thick, 195 pounds. So the chains move. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball at the 7.
I love when they pull those big offensive linemen, get out in front of Harvey and allow him just pick his way through. And if he can, get to the outside. Nice job those offensive linemen hooking those defenders to make sure they secure the outside.
Starting for the 2nd straight week at center, Caden Kittler, redshirt freshman from Plano, Texas. And it's going to be a direct snap to Harvey. Harvey dives to the 1-yard line. He's got 5 touchdowns, which is tied for the lead in the Big 12. Harvey. That was slow developing. Cooper lands.
Tim McClain wanted to say, Baylor's like, hey, we got ours. We do. And the whistle is blown.
Ruling the field is forward progress was stopped. 3rd down.
I know Baylor's devastated. Like, wait a minute, where was that call when we had the ball? But Tim McClain there is trying to slow play that, right? Really ride it inside. Maybe he can snatch it out late. Does a nice job of not making a bad play worse, right? A play where Baylor has your number. Just give the ball and allow the ball security to take its course and do not create a turnover down in here tight when you can really put your foot on this Baylor defense's neck.
3rd and goal. McClain, touchdown. Flag is down, but for now it's a touchdown to Townsend. And
they're going to get a pick. But
UCF no longer celebrating.
I don't agree. They're going to get a pick right here. You're going to come inside here, but he's not going to block, right? He's just kind of standing there.
Pass interference. Offense, number 2. 15 yards. 3rd down.
I would argue argue that the defender put hands on him first, right? Grabbed his shoulder, and so that's, you know, not a penalty either way, but I don't like that call. But, you know, you see those big plays and defenders kind of flail their arms like, hey, what the heck? And it's a penalty on UCF.
So Kobe Hudson doesn't have a catch so far today, but now has a pass interference called against him.
Watch the defender. He makes contact with him first, right? That's a tough call.
My only issue is the spirit of the play is supposed to be a pick. So if you get called for it, can't have much beef. So they try the speed sweep with Townsend, and that had no chance. Field goal unit will have to come on. So Colton Boomer, who has missed just one field goal on the year, he's 7 for 8, will come on for a field goal attempt.
You have to applaud Baylor there, right? They were withering, right? And they find a way to stand tall, obviously aided by a penalty, but however you can get it, you take it. They find a way to stand tall and force this field goal attempt.
Boomer made a couple of 50-yarders a couple of weeks ago out in that thin air of Boise, Idaho.
Boomer is good.
There he is. This one officially 32 yards. Oh, the snap wasn't great. And the hold was bobbled, and that led to a blocked kick. Just the second miss of the year for Boomer. And Dave Aranda fired up.
We thought the snapping team for Baylor would have issues,
right?
But it's UCF that has the issue, and Baylor has the ball coming back.
Football on FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen. You don't look too close. It almost looks like it's a bucket on your head, right? Pail? I realize it's supposed to be, you know, what's knights wear, but it kind of just looks like a bucket to me with holes in it.
It doesn't seem like it's going to protect you a great deal. You know, back in the olden days, you know, that's all they had.
All right, so Baylor's got the ball, maybe a little bit of momentum. They credited Cooper Lands with that blocked field goal, which means that Boomer has now missed 2 consecutive kicks. Shapen on first down, gets it to his tight end. Catch is made by Drake Dabney, and Dabney continues to fight. It's a nice game. 11th catch of the year for Dabney, the senior from Cypress, Texas. There is a flag down on the field.
27, Walker Yates. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 12, the defense. 15 yards on the end of the run. First down.
Sean Peterson, transfer from FIU, called for roughing the passer.
He's going to come from the outside, and obviously you just can't do it, right? You're doing so well as a defense. The ball's out. Like, just don't put hands on him, right? Don't touch him. He doesn't try to kill him, but you got to make sure that you, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's tough.
All right, so the ball is moved right exactly to midfield, 50-yard line. Power formation, 2 tight ends on the line. Shapen escapes up the middle. He's got the first down and pays a price. Damari Henderson with the tackle along with Walter Yates.
One thing I can say about Blake Shapen for sure, he is healthy. I love to see his decisiveness. When he decides to run, he's gone. UCF's linebackers do a great job of getting under those over routes. They turn their backs to running in their zone drops, and Shapen takes off right away, knowing exactly what he wants.
14-yard gain for Shapen. Remember, hadn't played since week 1 against Texas State. Richardson. Jason Johnson, another tackle.
This Dominic Richardson is powerful, man. We've seen him on a number of occasions make contact and continue going forward through other humans.
Jason Johnson is already credited with 9 first-half tackles. Baylor's only run 36 plays. He's got 9 tackles. Good golly, that's a big number.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's doing a very good job of flowing and finding where the ball carrier is. In the passing game, this is the open spot on the field that you want to try to get to if you're Blake Shapen.
Second down at 7. Pitch out. Reese. He's got the first down. Richard Reese is slippery. Here to tell you. All right, so Baylor, after that just disastrous start, they actually played decent football here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. And in my opinion, this is a 7-point game, if not for the heads-up play of Henderson to rip that ball out and then go score a touchdown. They are right in this game. They just got to stay consistent. Coach Grimes is doing a very good job, the offensive coordinator, of sticking with the run game and mixing in the pass and getting shapen on the edge.
Reese ran into his own man. That was Yates in front of him. Tackle is credited to Jairo Wilson, but it was just two guys in the same area, which caused all the kerfluffle.
Yeah, that play looked like it had a real chance. When you get the defensive end kind of avoiding that pulling tight end, you think, okay, we're going to get the edge, but the nice flow of the defense was why that play was unable to be made. Jairo Wilson led the charge there.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
Those low safety still, I would love to see an opportunity.
Richardson. All right, so this is going to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
And I believe this is 4-down territory. You got to make sure that you get a touchdown here, because like we talked about, your defense could get a stop, but we haven't seen them consistently stop UCF. And you got to make sure you get back into this football game.
And remember, maybe last time Dave Aranda's team went for a 4th down instead of punting it, their long snapper, Garrison Grimes, is out. Maybe they're hesitant about trying any long snaps, either punts or field goals. Just a thought. 3rd down and 5. Oh, my. Richardson! He busts forward to the line.
He's going to be really close, and I actually think he got that, Eric.
Oh, long time developing, slow developing play. And they're going to give him the 1st down. That's big.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped right away when he goes off to the right, but he starts to pull and drag. Remember, I talked about this recently. Putting that left hand down allowed for him to get just a few more inches and make it really close, and they did give him the 1st down. But he has done a great job of leaning forward through contact, making sure he's dragging defenders to get to where he wants to go.
And the clock continues to move. We're under a minute and a half to play in our 1st half. Reese. Clock will continue to move. Baylor with all 3 timeouts. UCF with 2.
I love the operation of the offense right now. You do not want to give this ball back to UCF with any time. You want to make sure you get the ball in the end zone first, but also make sure you don't leave a bunch of time for UCF to do anything with it. And if you can do that, this is a extremely successful drive to finish the half.
John Walker, true freshman defensive tackle, comes back in. He'll be in the middle of the line along with Lee Hunter. 2nd down and 8. Running play. Nothing there. Big Lee Hunter wraps up the ball carrier. 2nd carry for Dawson Pendergrass. And it's 3rd down and 8.
It's 3rd and 8. So one thing that this UCF defense has kind of ignored on these last few runs is Blake Shapen, his ability to pull the ball out and get on the edge. And here at 3rd and 8, I don't think that's something they're going to be looking for. But Jeff Grimes wants to talk about it a little bit more.
Baylor.
And they'll be going forward on 3rd down when they come back.
We'll be watching wrapped in attention. But right now, wrapped in attention for this big 3rd down and 8. Baylor driving. Running out of time, 24 seconds remaining in our 1st half. They need 8. They may go for it on 4th down, depending on what happens here. Shapen in trouble, heading the wrong way. Was he still in the tackle box?
It did. I think he's outside, but he didn't make the line of scrimmage. They're going to get him for intentional grounding here, I think. Even when you're outside the tackle box, the ball still has to go out past the line of scrimmage, and that's the meeting they're having. They throw a flag.
The flag.
Yep.
Oh, Blake Shapen.
Intentional grounding. Number 12 of the offense. Lost it down and spotted the foul. 4th down.
He's been in college football for 4 years. Probably should have known better.
Yeah, I mean, it was super close. He tried to get it outside. I think he knew what he was doing there. He found a way to get outside, but he just didn't put enough on it. And the ball short of the...
All right, so they're going to go for a field goal here, and we got a brand new long snapper. We believe this is Dylan Schaub. The normal long snapper is Garrison Grimes, but he was hurt on a punt earlier this ball game. So this is going to be a long field goal with a brand new snapper.
The operation is so important because the ball needs to get back there quickly because of the length of the field goal. It's going to come out a little bit lower than it usually would.
Baylor's electing not to take a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Please set the game. And UCF has decided not to take the 10-second runoff. 4th down.
Because it was a play that was during a running clock, it would carry a 10-second runoff unless someone calls a timeout.
Okay, got it. That makes sense to me. All right, so this is going to be a 46-yarder for Isaiah Hankins. He's 7 for 9 on the year. His long on the year, 53 yards. This is 46. He's got the range. He's got the wind at his back. But the X factor is the snapper.
And I think it's Dylan Schaub, a true freshman that usually wears number 47.
And he's going to get a do-over. A timeout was called before the snap. So a practice round for Dylan Schaub.
Second charge timeout of that half. UCF, 30 seconds.
The operation looked good. It looked quick. I don't have a stopwatch in my hand, but it looked like the ball got there fairly quickly. So it should be no harm, no foul. And Hankins should be able to get a good hit of this and get it up the uprights if he has enough leg. Take a look at the snap here. I mean, great speed on target. I guess you can have it a little bit more in front of the holder.
You're being nitpicky there.
I'm just saying, you know, it's important. You can have a little bit more in front so you can get it right to the ground, but hitting him in the ear hole, I don't think there's a complaint there.
So we believe this is Dylan Schaub. Dylan Schaub normally wears 47.
And he does, and the reason we believe it, he doesn't have his name on the back of his jersey, so he has to wear a jersey so he doesn't interfere with somebody else that may be on the field wearing the same number.
All right, so take 2 for Dylan Schaub from New Waverly, Texas. Suburban Houston. Oh, it's a beauty. And Hankins' kick, he pulled it. He pulled it from 46, no good. And Baylor, remember, this was a red zone drive. They got to the door of the goal line and had to move back, and now they get nothing out of it. It's been a chronic issue so far this season for the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, remember we highlighted it earlier. As you can see, that kick goes wide right. The red zone woes have been huge for Baylor throughout this season, just not able to cash it in. And they've gotten down to the red zone a number of times, but they just haven't been able to finish. That intentional grounding was a big penalty because you think maybe if you get that ball thrown away, you get a chance to go for it. But once you get pushed back so far, there's no chance.
And UCF, knowing that they're going to get the ball first to begin the third quarter, they don't want to get greedy. They say, you know what, we'll take a knee. Victory formation, we'll go to the locker room up by 21. So there it is. Through 30 minutes, UCF playing their first home game as a Big 12 member. They lead 28-7. Now let's send it back to your studio after these messages. So they had 3 of them over 60 yards in the first half.
Yeah, this is the first play of the game, right? That we're looking at here. With Johnny Richardson just taking the ball and taking on that 200-meter dash, and then the next time Timmy McClain gets involved in the action, then Timmy McClain with his arm. I mean, he takes a huge shot and drops a dime over that Baylor defense, and he loves it. And then on defense, Henderson, he gets run over early in the drive, and then he says, I'll take that, and makes his way to the end zone. And I have to remember, this dive that he did was not good. They got a penalty for it. If you're going to get a penalty, young man, do a good dive.
Yeah. Let's take a look at your first half stats sponsored by Volkswagen. 239 yards of total offense for UCF. Game's only turnover committed by Baylor, and it resulted immediately in a touchdown as an 87-yard fumble recovery in return for Damari Henderson.
And when you go in the locker room,
look at the time of possession. Good golly.
Yeah, when you go in the locker room and you're UCF, it's like you almost did nothing wrong. They had the one punt, and obviously they kneeled down in the half. I mean, it's hard to coach up a team that has played so well.
Slow developing kickoff return for Johnny Richardson. I think he was a little bit confused.
He forgot to call fair catch, and so he caught the ball thinking it was over, and then he had to take it.
So poor starting field possession for UCF, and they will start at the 15-yard line. All right, first 3 times they had the ball, all it took was 8 plays to get 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And the last 3 possessions, different story, Devin.
Yep, they had the missed field goal, but you remember it was a penalty that aided that. They threw a touchdown, and then they got called back because of a penalty, and then they ended up having to kick an extra point, and it got blocked. So, in all honesty, Baylor's defense has not found a way to stop this offense. They haven't figured them out just yet. Now, it's up to Timmy McClain to continue to play clean football and make sure he doesn't have to put on his cape, continue to lean into what the offense allows for him to do.
Oh, my goodness. Matt Jones blows into the backfield, and it's a negative play.
It's a nice job. Matt Jones is going to come right into your screen from his linebacker position and make a play. Nobody blocks him. They don't get to the second level. And in the first half, you know, UCF's offensive line did a very nice job of getting to the second level. That time, they don't get to Matt, and he gets through the line of scrimmage and gets himself a tackle for loss.
Second down at 12. Richardson runs into a wall. This time it's TJ Franklin. Well, Dave Aranda must have said some pointed words in that locker room, because this defense, at least the first 2 plays of the second half, they've come out with their hair on fire.
We saw early in the game, TJ Franklin, who's right here, he did a bad job of setting the edge, right? So now he's going to come in, and then he's going to spin back out and make this play. Get back to the edge and make the play. Outstanding job by him there, making sure he gets back to his sole responsibility, which is to protect that edge.
So third down and long. Four-man rush. McClain, pump fakes. Had none but running today. Will he throw it out of bounds? No, he tries to make a play, and it works. Still going is Alec Holler. McClain made that mistake a week ago, not throwing out of bounds. This time, he makes it happen.
In our meeting, you talked about a comparison for him, and you called him Michael Vick, and I said, hold on. Allow him to make some plays. But when you make plays like that, running left, stopping, and though that seems dangerous, he had clear and sunny days behind him, so he makes the play. But those are the things that you want to try to stay away from when you don't need them, especially in the shadow of your own end zone.
This is Richardson to the edge. Spun down by Jones.
I mean, that last play, though, was special. Remember, I talked about it. He showed some flashes of spectacular play, and that's the type of athlete you have here with Timmy McClain, but he has to just be judicious with when he uses those spectacular skills. I think he's doing a very good job to this point in the game.
I just think in a uniform, he looks like Michael Vick. He's lefty, he's 6'1", 196,
run around.
Same dimensions as Michael Vick. Play action, and McClain goes down. Cooper Lance has had a nice ball game. Remember, he blocked that field goal.
Yeah, that's a nice job. He's in the middle of your defense. Gets underneath, gets rid of the tight end, and makes a play on the quarterback.
Sophomore from Denton, Texas. Loss of 4, Cooper Lance. Third down and 9. So McClain's going to have to make another play.
Here's the middle safety. He's had issues. Got to make sure he stays in the middle.
Blitz. And McClain goes down. A flag comes in late. There is a flag thrown by the referee, Byron Vaughns, with the tackle.
Might be a hold. The right tackle, Campbell Barrington, trying to make sure he's. I'm sorry. The right tackle, Amari Kite, is trying to make sure the defensive lineman doesn't get to the quarterback.
And they're saying that it's going to be against UCF.
Yeah. Big number 78.
There were 2 fouls on the play. One by the offense and a dead ball by the defense. Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Running to a coach in the bench area. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
Running into a coach on the bench area.
That is tough.
Oh, my goodness.
Running into, the referee running into a coach on the bench area. When you're trying to run down the field, coach in the way, you trip and fall. And usually you get if you're kind of in the way, he doesn't hit you, you get a warning. But if the ref goes down or he really bumps you, they give you a 15-yard penalty. Wow. And this Baylor defense almost gets off the field. And a coach I don't know who it was.
That white area, that thick white area that surrounds the field, that is for the officials, folks.
Yeah.
That is their domain. That is a rare whistle and a tough whistle against the Baylor defense. We may not see that call again all season long. Oh, my goodness. You see Dave Aranda, technically where Dave Aranda is right now.
Technically.
If an official ran into him there, that's another problem.
And so that's a job. That's somebody gets hired to do that, to make sure you get the coach back. Because the coach is in the game. He's trying to make things happen, and he's trying to see the game. He's getting intense. It's a guy he's called the get-back coach, to make sure you keep him off that white and out of the way of the referee.
Here's McLean. Out of bounds, closest to the marker. Now, just to be fair, we don't know. They never specified which coach it was.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it was Dave Aranda. But it was someone on the Baylor staff that was where they shouldn't have been, and it resulted in a gimme first down for UCF. And now they're all back. Kind of.
They're definitely back. They're definitely back and not in the white.
Quick burst by Harvey. That's a first down for UCF. Well, UCF came in averaging 260 yards per rush. So far in today's game, they have rushed for 174, but 79 of it came on the one run by Johnny Richardson.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very balanced, right? You've done a very good job. Coach Henshaw, the offensive coordinator, Darren Henshaw, he's done a good job with Team McLean, keeping them under control, mixing in the pass and the run.
McLean into trouble! Knocked down. Trying to get it to Baker, Chateau Reed, who made a nice play.
As much as that's a 50-50 ball, I love the shot that you take to give your guy a chance. Just get it nice and high and allow your big wide receiver, Javon Baker, to go try and make a play. It's first down, doesn't work, fine.
Offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, when you get a holding penalty, it's not as good.
All right, Dev, you want a deep thought right here? Okay, you got the penalty. It's on Grable.
Yeah, the big fella, you can see him get his hands behind, and he's pulling. I think it's a hold, right? You get those hands behind, you can't expect the referee to see inside your claws and say, is he grabbing him or not? So I agree.
I think UCF is going to have the ball longer on this drive than they had the entire first half. Yeah. On first down at 20, this is Harvey. And every UCF fan is just going to look at the clock the rest of the game. You lead by 21, and you want to keep things under control by just keeping possession of the ball. Really, nothing bad can happen, right?
Yeah, that's the announcer's thing if I ever heard it.
Media
you
time
got to
out.
make sure you avoid the big mistake, and we'll be back to see if they make that big mistake.
Well, we had a timeout for an injured Baylor player. It was Chateau Reed who was taken off to the sideline. It is 28-7, UCF leading Baylor. And already on this drive, 5 minutes and 7 seconds have been used up by Gus Malzahn's offense. 9 plays. Contrast to what we saw in the first half when they had 6:58 worth of possession.
Yeah, I mean, that's very lopsided.
Well, this is what they want. You get a big lead, you want to just churn out the yards and work on that clock. Second down at 15, McLean. Not much pressure at all. And McLean's going to run it.
Easy.
And he's tackled quickly. Nice tackle made by Byron Vaughn. It's called his name quite a bit today.
One thing you want to see from Team McLean, protect the ball. A punt is not a bad play here on third down and long. You do not have to have this. Punt the ball away and allow your defense to play.
Pitch is made. It'll be a first down. Baker's got it. Javon Baker to the 10. They saw something, went to the line quickly, and capitalized.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a curl route. And right here, he's supposed to be getting over underneath this, but he comes forward to play the run, and now he's late getting over there, and there's no chance. Number 28, Devin Bobby, he's been in the middle of a lot of different plays where he has an opportunity to make the play, and he just hasn't been able to do it. Nice job by Javon Baker making the catch and then getting the extra yards after catch, that is.
He's over 100 yards. 115 yards on just 3 carries. R.J. Harvey can't make it to the 5. I'm still blown away by the fact that you told me earlier today that the guys who had the face face mask with the mouth guard dangling. They actually have two mouth guards. One's actually in their mouth, and the one that's dangling is just for show.
Just for show, babe.
Like Javon Baker right there. He's dangling his mouth guard, but he actually has a mouth guard in his mouth.
Well, I know you don't agree with this, Eric, but style points are very important.
Well, that's amazing.
It's all about the swag.
I did not know that.
It's all about the swag.
You're brilliant. Second down and goal. McClain running out of time. Throws it out of the back of the end zone.
I love it. And I love it, Eric. And you know exactly why I love it so much.
It's coachable.
The game a week ago against Kansas State, he was in a similar situation, running around, has a lot of time, and he gets outside the pocket, and he holds onto the ball and just runs out of bounds for a huge loss, takes points off of the board, all that, and then the snowball just continues to roll, and they lose out on a chance to win that game. Be able to not make the same mistake. And when we talked to Coach Malzahn, he said, yeah, that's something that we expect of him, to make sure that he doesn't repeat the same mistakes. And you see there, he's learning from it.
Third down and goal. What a drive this has been. To the end zone, touchdown, Townsend. A drive for the ages for UCF. Almost 7 minutes of game time come off the clock. 14-play drive, and they cap it off with 6.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding job by Townsend. Just take a look at him here. He's going to go and hook up, and then he's going to find a way to get free, knowing that his quarterback is a guy that can move. He eludes the defender. Touchdown. Backyard football, Eric. Find a way to make a play, especially when you're down here tight. Things are condensed. Nice job by McClain and Townsend.
Second receiving touchdown of the year for Xavier Townsend. And things are all leaning towards UCF. He is starting now for a third consecutive game, and he has not made a big mistake.
Man, he's been so clean. Only completed 6 passes of 11. 143, 2 touchdowns. The rating is impeccable. 223.7. I mean, he has been spectacular and added a touchdown on the ground to boot.
All right, so after a drive that took almost 7 minutes off the game clock to begin the third quarter, we will finally see the Baylor Bear offense. Neighbors still on his feet, out to the 37. A lot of want right there from Jordan Neighbors, the sophomore. And now look at this. Just handed a note. The first half ended at the 5:04 mark, local time. 5:04. Right now, it is 5:44 local. That means it has been 40 minutes since we have last seen the Baylor Bear offense on the field.
And more importantly, Blake Shapen. The last time he's gotten a chance to be on the field. And remember, he started this game fairly slow, and it's because he just hadn't been able to play a whole bunch because he was sitting out for a few weeks. And so now it's been 40 minutes of him sitting with that knee. I'm sure it's not 100%, right? You want to make sure you keep that thing moving. 40 minutes without game action. I wonder how he's going to respond to this.
Should be rested. 4-man rush, and Shapen goes down. Trayvon Morris Brash. This kid can play. Second sack of the ball game for Morris Brash.
He does an outstanding job, and to the right of your screen, he's fighting through a hold as well. He dives and boom, gotcha. Very nice job by Morris Brash.
He leads the country in tackles for losses. Came into this game with 9. He's got a pair of sacks so far today.
And a lot of it is that type of effort, right? He's getting held. There's an offensive lineman with his arm around his neck. He's just relentless in his pursuit. He gets the shape of the team.
Second and 18. Neighbors jumps out across the 40.
Talk about a guy with a motor. That's Seliskar, who is playing defensive end, who makes that tackle down the field. Outstanding job by the big 8-8, running that play down.
And Seliskar didn't have the numbers he's had in years past, but he's still performing. 2-time captain.
They got him inside right now to go against the guard. Now watch Seliskar. He's going to get to the quarterback.
Oh, my goodness. Dangerous play. It's Richardson who's got it. And Richardson's got the first down. Oh, my goodness. That was goofy.
Everybody take a deep breath here. I don't know how he's going to get this ball. It looks like he's going to get it right through there. Yep, there it goes.
Oh, my goodness.
Richardson didn't even see it coming. And I don't think that was a set-up screen. I think that's just Shapen making a play. It's like, hey, I need to check this ball down. Not going to be able to throw it over the top. And he just shovels it underneath to him, and it works.
High snap. And Shapen just has to get out of dodge. Wisely throws it away. And he'll live to fight another day. Second down at 10.
He's shaping his fight. He's giving it everything he's got. And this snap comes in extremely high and hot. I mean, he does a nice job to even get that ball down to make sure it's not a huge loss, and then minimize the damage with a nice throwaway pass line of scrimmage.
Clark Barrington is the center, the transfer from BYU. One of two Barrington brothers on the line for Baylor this year. So it's second down at 10. Spitting it out space. This is Matthew Klopfenstein. That's the first collegiate catch for the freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona. And we always known that Jeff Grimes, the offense coordinator for Baylor, has a thing for tight ends. A lot of tight ends play, and there's the first college catch for Matthew Klopfenstein.
I mean, that's an outstanding job by Blake Shapen as well, though, knowing where his outlet is, because there's a lot of trash at his feet, and this UCF defense is doing a great job as they're going to get a wholesale change there to make sure they're fresh to rush the quarterback on this third down. But he does a nice job of finding his outlet. Here, he's going to have to make sure he has a quick decision because they're coming.
Designed rollout. It's a different tight end. This time it's Drake Dabney for the first down. They have got 5 different tight ends that they routinely use every ball game.
It's a nice job because Dabney does a nice job of riding the defensive end down, and then he's kind of behind Shapen. He's behind the play as Shapen starts to roll out, and so he gets lost by the defense. Nice job of giving him a nice little throw right into his chest, pick up the first down.
Underneath the 5-minute mark of our third quarter.
You got one-on-one at top of your screen. I would love a shot here.
Little option with Reese. And Richard Reese to the edge. He's got the first down inside the 10.
What do I know? I say shot. And Coach Grimes says, we're going to put Sulaskar in a bind. We're going to make sure that he has to make a decision. Is it the quarterback or is it the back? Okay, you take the quarterback, and the back hits the edge. Very nice job by Richard Reese.
19 yards for Richard Reese. Reese is knocking on the door of 100.
Cam Moore, number 30, was the linebacker who was getting a lot of time today, who was behind and was supposed to be responsible for the back.
Shapen on a slant, nobody home.
Yeah, it's the first time that they targeted the very talented Brandon Adams since that first play that was almost an interception. And you can see Brandon Adams is all over Keytron Jackson Jr.
Quiet day for Jackson. Been targeted 3 times. No completion from Shapen.
And also no downfield completions or attempts for him to make a play and use that length.
Second down. Designed quarterback keeper, and it did not fool Tremont Morris Brash. I don't know if that's going to be called a sack or not, but it's definitely a tackle for loss.
I mean, Morris Brash has been exceptional, and a lot of it, he's at the top of your screen there. A lot of it is just his will to get to where he needs to go. He does a nice job of being the edge setter, making sure he sets the edge. It doesn't allow Blake Shapen to get outside.
It's officially not a sack. That would have been his 3rd of the game, but it is a tackle for loss. Leads the country in that category. He's now got 12.
They love to get Monterey across the field.
Shapen to the end zone. Dangerous pass, and it's knocked away. Looking for Keytron Jackson.
Yeah, Keytron Jackson almost goes up and makes a play, and that's the ability that he has. I wonder why they just haven't given him more opportunities down the field. Obviously, the pressure has been immense from the defensive line, the front 7 of UCF, but they have to find a way to try to get Keytron Jackson Jr. involved a little more. And here we go. We're back with the long snapping of the freshman, Dylan Schaub, who's replacing Garrison Grimes, who actually is the offensive coordinator's son. He was injured earlier in the game on a punt.
And this time everyone went as planned. It's a 30-yard field goal for Isaiah Hankins. So Baylor draws a bit closer. Back in a moment. It has been all UCF so far through the first 3.5 quarters. 2.5 quarters, I guess. Is
that a better mask for you? Remember that tin one you didn't like?
No, that was no good. The guy's wearing a bucket on his head with a couple eye holes. UCF, first time they had it, they went over 7 minutes here in our third quarter and got a touchdown. This will be their second look at it. We'll have it for you when we come back. But 400 career tackles now for Jason Johnson.
Tackling machine, just getting guys to the ground. You know, some people just have a knack for getting guys to the ground, and he is one of those people.
He's cooling his heels right now. It's the UCF offense on the field. Timmy McClain with a big lead, looking for more. There's a catch by the tight end, Randy Pittman, and the true freshman, his biggest gain of the day.
I just love the way they play offense, and they really put guys in a bind with these vertical attacks, right? You use 2 receivers as vertical routes, and then you bring a tight end from in the line of scrimmage and take him late vertically down the field, and he's wide open. He just gets lost in the shuffle.
Biggest play of his college career. That was a 35-yard gain. McClain again sets up a screen. It's a beauty. He's got the first down. Wow. They just invited the defenders into the backfield and took advantage.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you want to slow down and try to get some time run off the clock, the way you're playing offense, they have no idea where the ball is, and they're killing.
And a flag comes down. This is a completion out in space to Chauncey Magwood, trying to get him involved, but there's a flag down.
I don't think they had enough guys on the line of scrimmage there. I think both those receivers to that side were off the line of scrimmage. See if I'm right.
Illegal formation. 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You're brilliant, Devin. Just brilliant.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's off to lineman down there. They tried to do a little trickeration with the offensive lineman right down at the bottom of your screen, but you can't have 5 guys in the backfield.
Why is there ever a reason to have an offensive lineman spread wide like that?
Well, the defense, you just make them think about something. What are they going to do? The guy's lined over there, and the quarterback's not even there. You don't know that reference because you've never watched Little Giants.
Never
but,
did.
you know, it's just to make them, you know, think about something, and then you just throw an easy little screen, and you see how successful it could be.
So they lose 5 yards. On the ground for the first time in this drive, it is Richardson who is tackled in space. Devin Lemire, I haven't called his name a bit.
Man,
he had 9 tackles a week ago against Texas.
He was the middle safety too, right? He came from the middle of the field to run down and make that play. Nice job by Devin Lemire.
Got that big brace on his left elbow. Dislocated it week 1 against Texas State. Only missed 2 weeks with a dislocated elbow.
It's tough as woodpecker lips.
Yeah, he is.
The funniest saying you ever said. I love it.
Second down and 14.
It makes sense.
And again, penetration and a tackle for a loss. Matt Jones.
You know, Eric, you have all these sayings sometimes, and once you really get into them, they gotta make sense. Like, woodpecker lips are very aggressive. They're very hard.
They better be tough.
They gotta be.
Yes. All right, third down. UCF scored a touchdown first time they had it in the third quarter. Now trying to stay on the field.
And you got middle open. It's going to attack the middle here. If you're Tim McClain, this area should be open.
Just a 3-man rush. McClain caught and intercepted. Caden Jenkins. That's the worst throw we've seen today from Timmy McClain. Just kind of threw it up for grabs. And
yeah, and as much as, you know, we've talked about the big mistake, let's not make the big mistake. right? He doesn't see anything downfield, right? I would love to see him just pull this ball down and run, right? Go try to make a play there, but he tries to make a play that isn't there. Now, this isn't as damning as it could be. You know, it's just essentially a punt, right? You punt this ball away, you throw the ball down the field. Obviously, the punt might have been a little better or a little worse, whatever the case may be, but this isn't the one that loses you a football game and puts you in position to give this game back to Baylor with you having complete control. So I'm not super mad at that. Would have loved to see him to just take it down and run, maybe get a little closer to attempt a long field goal.
So final 37 seconds of our third quarter. Chapin. Pass was behind Monterey Baldwin and almost picked off. Jaira Wilson almost had himself an in.
And you can just feel that Chapin feels the pressure that he's under. And he's trying to get these balls out quickly, and he's just not able to get his feet set in front of the wide receiver. You can see his feet kind of lying behind the wide receiver, and the receiver's just running past, balls behind. It's tough out there.
Reese. This could get him over the century mark. It does. A 100-yard day rushing the football for Richard Reese. He came into this game 29 carries, 125 yards total on the year. Oh, they call a flag.
It's going to be holding.
Holding. Offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Abosele making the start at left tackle. That's the second penalty against him.
That's tough, and you know that ball was expected to hit inside, right? So when the ball is expected to hit inside and then the running back bounces it outside, you know, the defender starts to part away, and then as the offensive lineman, you just don't let him go, and that's where the that's where the holding call happens.
Chapin whips it out. This is Richardson. Tackled from behind, and that'll probably be the final play of our third quarter.
How many times is Seliscar going to make a tackle downfield from inside the line of scrimmage?
Motor guy.
Man.
All right, so that is the end of our third quarter. And it was, once again, all UCF. Their lead continues 35-10. When we come back, it's the fourth quarter. 35-10 with 15 minutes remaining. Time for today's team comparison, sponsored by Credible, the MVP of loan shopping. Check rates on credible.com today. That's a deceiving number.
And super lopsided. Usually it's a goal to win the time of possession, but you can see there it has not mattered for Baylor, and it's because that UCF offense has been such a quick strike offense.
Helmet comes off late from the head of Monterey Baldwin. And he'll have to go to the sideline. But he does get the first down. So it's first down and 10 for Baylor. That's the good news. The bad news is they're down by 25. They're going to have to play super fast and get a bunch of breaks. Late into the game, Dawson Pendergrass. Pendergrass. He runs hard. 8 yards on first down. Freshman from Alba, Texas. Been a fine. Coaching staff were praising him when we had a chance to talk a couple of days ago about Dawson. Devin, your thoughts on what we've seen out of Blake Chapin after missing a couple of weeks?
I think Blake's struggle.
Chapin has a man open. Maybe that'll change your opinion. Long play to Monterey Baldwin. That's the biggest play in the passing game for Baylor today.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you got the middle of the field open, so you send the guy through the middle of the field. His struggles have been at the beginning of the game, right, where he had a few open guys on third downs that he didn't convert on, and UCF turned those into touchdowns. That was the issue. But since then, he's done a very good job of controlling the offense, but you're down 21 when you figure out how to start controlling the offense. So that's been the issue, and that's a nice throw down the middle.
Injury timeout. Back in a moment. Number 10 in black, Quadric Bullard, landed on Baldwin and had his own teammate land on top of him. Slowly walked off the field, and now he's being looked at.
It looks like that friendly fire that you always hate.
So first down and 10. Chapin looking to the end zone. And that had no chance in the direction of Hal Presley.
And if they want to get the ball to Hal Presley, you got to move him to the other side. I mean, Brandon Adams has done an outstanding job at the cornerback position, making sure all season guys just don't have opportunities. Great length. He's 6'3", 180 pounds, man, and don't let that 180 pounds fool you, because he'll come in the run game, stick his nose in there as well. Against most teams, this would be a favorable matchup for Baylor, but 31, Brandon Adams there, has Hal Presley in his sights.
They run it. This is Reese. Devin, just curious, you were a quarterback at the highest level. You played in the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. Were there actually times when you would look and see, this guy's a good quarterback, I'm not even going to look in his direction, whoever he's guarding?
Yeah, so I had a guy named Jeremy Gallen who was an outstanding receiver, and I thought that there was no one that could stop him from getting open. Smaller guy, very shifty, so it's very hard to cover. So a bigger corner, he could out-quick him, and then a smaller corner, he was like strong and could jump and get the high ball. So I didn't have that issue when I saw him out there. I thought he was the mismatch.
All right, 3rd down and 8. Need to get to the 10. Shapen throws it dart. There's one of his tight ends, Jake Roberts, and the chains will move.
It's a nice job by Jake Roberts. He's going to come hook up right in front of the quarterback. It's an easy read, something you can see. He looks right, then he comes back, drives the ball right over to the center.
And a touchdown. There's Pendergrass. 2nd touchdown of his young college career. Dawson Pendergrass, the 2nd touchdown today for the Baylor Bears.
It's a nice job, just inside zone. Find a way to get behind those big offensive linemen. They do a good job of getting to the 2nd level. And once you get to the 2nd level, and especially you're so close down in here tight, Pendergrass has nothing but green grass to run and get in the end zone.
And I don't know if this is because maybe the long snapper was injured or just because they want to do it. They're going to go for 2. It is a 19-point game. This makes it 17, which is kind of, okay, I get it. Shapen. Does he have a lane? Lobs it back to the end zone. Touchdown. Keytron Jackson. That's a 2-point conversion, so 8 points that time down the field for the Baylor Bears.
Yeah, I think you just got to get as many points as you can. Nice job. Blake Shapen tosses it to Keytron Jackson Jr.
And I'm starting to see it. He looks the part. So Baylor still capable of dreaming. There's 12:38 remaining in our game. They're now down 17. How about an onside kick here, Devin? Why not? Why wait until the last moment of the game?
A little surprise onside kick. I don't see why not.
Yeah, a low skimmer.
Squid.
And here comes Johnny Richardson. Absolutely blasted. Alfonso Allen with the special teams tackle. Now the college football action continues. Next, Iowa State's going to take on 14th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, followed by 25th ranked Fresno State, putting their 13-game winning streak on the line against Nevada. It's all right here on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Of course, Oklahoma quarterback by Dylan Gabriel, former UCF quarterback. Fresno State quarterback by Mikey Keene, former UCF quarterback. Just saying.
Well, they're not missing him here at UCF, but this offense today has been exceptional. Running, throwing, doing anything they wanted to against this Baylor defense, but they have to continue.
10 yards per play they're averaging. That's hard to do. It's hard. R.J. Harvey rips off another big gain.
Yes, 10 plus more, right? That average isn't hurt by that run.
Yeah, there's a chance that both Richardson and Harvey could finish with 100-yard days. Harvey before that run, which was, how long was that? 10 yards? He had 69, so he's now at 79 yards. Richardson is at 87 yards. That time, bottle up. Gabe Hall makes the tackle.
Gabe Hall does a really good job of disengaging with the offensive lineman once he sees the running back and kind of stopping him there. Nice job. Gabe Hall is a guy that they expect a lot out of, and they expected a lot of him today. He just hasn't had the opportunity. This UCF offense has been lateral, vertical. They've done anything that they wanted, and he's kind of been rendered obsolete today.
Harvey, quick sprint through the line. Jones jumps on his back That'll bring up third down.
And Eric, do you hear the pads popping down there?
Yeah.
My goodness. This is a violent game, and they are making sure they hit.
Interesting. Quickly to the line. Clock should be your friend. McClain. Incomplete. So it's going to be a punt situation for UCF.
They had exactly what they wanted, and it was a combination of Xavier Townsend kind of jogging out of his break and Timmy McClain not being sure where he's going to be and not a completely accurate throw. That was, I think, both of those guys are going to take responsibility for that one. And I wonder why Townsend slowed down out of the break. He was wide open, and maybe he was kind of trying to sit in the hole and just be wide open for his quarterback. Who knows? But either way, it's a punt for UCF.
The punt protector right now for UCF is Paul Rubelt, who is 6'10". And that's a bad punt.
Not a good punt.
Yeah, McCarthy wants a do-over. And now all of a sudden, the door has been cracked open just a bit.
Just a crack.
For the Baylor Bears.
Absolutely, especially if they could put a quick drive together, find a way to get a quick score here. With and Blake Shapen, like, he's come to form, right? He's been the Blake Shapen that we thought we would see at the beginning of the game. As we talked about, we missed a few throws on some critical downs early in the game, and those throws didn't immediately turn to points. But for UCF, they got on offense, they went down and scored, and so you get down by so much early. But since he had gotten down, he's drove this offense down the field over and over again and done a very good job.
That's officially a 19-yard punt. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 45. 5 receivers in the game.
Middle of the field is open again.
Oh, Shapen goes short to Jackson. For Jackson, that's his first official catch. You don't get credit for a catch on a 2-point conversion.
Monterey Baldwin ran right through the middle, wide open on last play, Eric.
How about this time? This time it works. This is Baldwin. And he's pushed out of bounds at the 16.
Yeah, it's a similar play. It just came from the other side. It's like they kind of flipped the formation and got him to the middle area of the field. Blake Shapen finds him, and it's a big game.
Folks, I hope you're still with us. Baylor's got a pulse. Richard Reese tackled from behind. Tackle made by Jason Johnson, who has gone over the 400 tackle mark in his great college career.
And the freshman Johnny Walker, he also had a hand in that, making sure he got up the field and forcing Richard Reese to cut it back.
Second tackle for a loss as a team for UCF. Shapen. Did he?
Wow.
Yes, he did. Monterey Baldwin. What a catch.
It's a nice job. He goes on kind of this wheel track around and then drops out into it.
Really on the field, completed pass.
Yeah, it is.
Looks like he's got his toe and maybe even a knee down before he's out of bounds. They're going to take a look at it because it is very close, but I think you got a catch there. And that's a nice down and outside throw by Blake Shapen in an outstanding concentration.
Early on the field of a completed pass. Is that a further review?
By Monterey Baldwin.
I don't think the catch is in question, just was he in bounds?
Yeah, it looks like those feet are, that right knee, I think, hits down before he falls out of bounds there. The secureness, I guess you could say, of the ball is intact. Right, the ball doesn't move around when he hits the ground. I think that right knee is down just before the rest of the body gets out of bounds. The ball doesn't move. I think we're going to have ourselves a catch here. Okay. Look at the referee there. The referee, he's got great vision on it right down the line. If you let it run through.
That's a shot right there.
Let it run down, let it run through. We got the shot, but how about this view, right? The referee's seeing it, right? He sees exactly what needs to happen, so he got it in real time. That's outstanding.
I don't think you give shout-outs nearly enough, but making that call, Andy Warner.
That's outstanding.
He's
right?
the headlines.
You can see he's got his head bent down, making sure he can see everything that's happening. I think he got it right.
Getting in an athletic stance. Andy Warner, we tip our cap to you. Wearing that H in the back of the officials' uni. Headlinesman, that's what it stands for. And here comes Henry Johns.
At the further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
I didn't give him the respect of saying it's confirmed.
Yeah, you would have loved to hear it confirmed, but that's an outstanding call, I think, especially in real time. Everything's happening so fast, and for him to make that call is very good.
There's Andy Warner. Good job, my man. You earned your meal money today. So it's first down and goal for the Baylor Bears. No quit in Jeff Grimes in this offense.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been steadfast in his approach, staying with the run game, which has really benefited this offense and allowing Blake Shapen to, dare I say it, cook.
You did say it.
Yeah. Done a good job.
Still a ton of time, folks. We just recently gone under the 10-minute mark of our fourth quarter. Play action. Back in the end zone. It's Baldwin. Another touchdown for Baylor. Oh, boy. Things are getting interesting. It's now an 11-point game.
They're going to go for two again. Some guy in the Blake Shapen family is saying, let him cook. The fake naked pitch is an outstanding play for this offense, and the misdirection works again. Monterey, Baldwin.
I got to say that. I don't know about this. You're down 11. Don't you want to be within 10? What's the point of being within 9?
You got a backup snapper, right? You don't want to put that kind of pressure on them. Not to mention, your offense is rolling, and Blake Shapen feels unstoppable right now.
Shapen has a man. It's going to work. Back-to-back two-point conversions. That is now 16 unanswered for the Baylor Bears. Jordan Neighbors catches it in.
Let him cook.
19 unanswered points, because remember, UCF scored the first time they had it to begin the third quarter. So a field goal and back-to-back touchdowns with two-point conversions tacked on after.
Now you put real pressure on Timmy McClain to make sure he doesn't have that big mistake. He doesn't give the ball back to Baylor because they are rolling.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is not a good start.
That is a sharp stick to the eye if you are a Baylor Bear fan.
Ball will be placed the 35-yard line. First down.
Just feels really inexcusable, but, you know, not a kicker, so maybe not. But Javon Baker, he's been outstanding today, and they're going to need him to make sure they try to salt this game away. He's dug down and got low balls. He had a big catch over the middle. He's been outstanding today, and a lot of it is because a lot of the attention has gone to Kobe Hudson. Remember, he had a bunch of 100-yard games in a row. He was coming in trying to get his fourth, and they've done a good job of kind of taking him away, but Javon Baker has been exceptional.
So first down and 10. Trying to use some clock, and it's not working early. Well, it's a wonderful play by Devin Lemire to just blow it up. He got the first lick on R.J. Harvey. Harvey made something out of it, but it was blown up by Lemire.
I mean, as good as that play was, he still got 4, right? That's the low center of gravity of Harvey. Look at him. He hits the ground, and he finds a way to still go get positive yardage. That should have been a loss. Outstanding job by Harvey, and a nice job of Lemire triggering early.
They give him 4.
Yeah, we got 4 somehow.
They give it to the gut of Harvey. He's trying to get into the right edge, and that doesn't work. Can't get past Matt Jones. It's third down, and I'm telling you, UCF, maybe they only want one-way play, but they're still really quick to the line.
Yeah, Matt Jones is going to get rid of him and get right outside and make this play. Very nice job on the outside there.
If you're going to have a 3-and-out, why do it in a hurry? McClain. Offense will stay on the field. That is a big-time throw. Townsend with the catch.
Man, this Baylor defense just opened up the middle of the field. They took the safeties and put them on the halves and played that cover 2 defense. And the middle is wide open. Townsend just gets nice and friendly right there, and a nice throw by Timmy McClain.
I'd make the argument that's the biggest play of the day so far for McClain. First positive thing that they have done in a while.
Middle of the field open.
Richardson had it in his hip. Look at Richardson go. That's going to get him over 100 yards on the ground.
The spacing of UCF is really hurting this Baylor Bear defense because once it's open, it's open. There's nobody there in the middle of the field to make sure they stop Richardson. Nice job of him protecting the ball and making sure somebody can't come in with that fist and punch it out. And he's getting called out. He's like, wait, what? I had a great run. I'm not tired.
Just 6 carries today for Richardson, 105 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he's been outstanding.
All right, now they need to get Harvey over the century mark. He's got 89. Harvey in the backfield. He's got it. Still on his feet. For a guy who's 5'8", he is hard to bring down.
All right, so the Baylor Bear defense takes one safety out of the back and they bring him up, and he still is able to get 6 yards after contact. I mean, that's a nice job by Harvey pushing the pile, and you can see why they sub Richardson out and put Harvey in. He's just a little bit more powerful, and for those nasty yards inside, he's the better guy for it. Even though, let's not be careful. So Richardson's very good inside as well, but if you want to push the pile, I would rather go with Harvey.
All right, still 10 seconds on the play clock when they snap it. And Harvey takes 2 men to bring him down. It was Jones on the tackle, along with Cooper Lands, we've talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, these guys are triggering extremely fast, getting downhill to make sure they stop this running game, so you at least force Timmy McClain to throw the ball, and hopefully there's incompletions.
So it's a loss of a yard, 3rd and 5.
And I said incompletions, but the new rule, the clock's going to continue to run there. Right, so you get the incompletion because there's still 6 minutes left. The clock is not in the favor of Baylor, and I think UCF, like you said, should slow it down.
Oh, Harvey fumbled the snap! Look at this! This has got a chance to be huge! Caden Jenkins! He's gonna get there! The Baylor Bears! The miracle continues! Oh, who would have thought this game was all but over? No longer. A defensive touchdown for Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fumbled snap. The ball comes, it's a good snap, and you just take your eye off it for a second, and Johnny, or that's the paradigm of what Johnny on the spot looks like. An outstanding job by the true freshman, Caden Jenkins.
72-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Both sides now with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So it's all square, and now they'll go for just the single extra point. And it is a 2-point game. Good golly, Miss Molly. What a ball game. Big 12 has found a home in Orlando. It is 35-33 after it had been 35-7. Today's Good Hands Playmaker sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands.
I mean, you're in no better hands than Caden Jenkins. Usually you see a guy fall on it, kick it out of bounds. Absolutely not. He scoots. He could go all the way. The true freshman, Caden Jenkins, puts his team within 3. The extra point makes it 2. This is a game that if Baylor can get a stop, they can go down and win this game with a field goal.
Good golly. 26-0 run for the visitors from Waco. Stone's kickoff spins. Here comes Richardson from the 4. And Richardson pushed out of bounds at the 25. The big plays we've had today, 4 different touchdowns of 65 yards or more, 2 fumble returns for touchdown, a 79-yard run by Richardson, and a 65-yard catch and run by Javon Baker. 4 massive plays in this game.
Fireworks everywhere.
All right, so if you are UCF and you have turned it over twice here in the second half, the interception by McClain and then the fumbled snap, I'm assuming you just continue to play the way you normally do, or do you kind of take the air of the ball and try and just run and play power football?
You've got to find a way to steal this momentum back. So you have to play the way you play. I mean, they played the way they played up to this point. And the one person we thought would make the big mistake was Timmy McClain, and it just didn't happen. It was a fumble exchange with the Wildcat offense. And so this is a critical drive for UCF so that they can steal some of this momentum back and try to salt this game away. I mean, I don't think they were playing not to lose. They just haven't been able to get things going the way they had it going in that first half.
Last 3 drives for UCF ended in an interception, a 4-play drive capped off with a 19-yard punt, and then that fumbled snap that resulted in a touchdown. So not a lot to smile about for the locals. Now the Baylor fans, on the other hand, man, I'm glad we stayed.
Yeah, the fans kind of left, the UCF fans, and the Baylor fans are like taking over the stadium.
All right, so as an injury timeout, it was Caleb Parker who's being helped to the side. Backup safety for the Baylor Bears.
Eric, It's good to see him getting off the field there with a little help. But 21 points, it seems like Baylor was down this entire game. And somehow they've just stayed the course, battle back, just chugging along, and they find themselves in a football game.
Can UCF do something positive? McClain. Short gain. That's Townsend, another catch.
I love it. I love it. Do not allow the defense to entice you. 2 weeks ago, they had this same scenario where the receivers are running and you're trying to throw the post because they line up in cover 4, right? But the safety gets to the middle, right? So once the safety gets to the middle, that's not the play you want anymore. Find a way to create. Get the ball outside the Townsend. Nice job by Timmy McClain.
Kobe Hudson still has not caught a pass. The big star in the passing game for UCF. Ooh, that was close to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a first down. There's a flag down. Did McClain go over the line of scrimmage before he threw that pass?
He's over and then he went back, but he was definitely over at one point when he's trying to pull out of that tackle. I think that carries a loss of down as well. So the 30-yard line, if he gets that 30-yard line, yep, and he's well past it. He tries to go back a little bit. Yeah, it's tough. If he just takes it down and continues to run, right, he probably will get the first
illegal
down.
forward pass on number 8 of the offense. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Lost it down.
Yep.
Third down.
Okay.
That's tough. That is tough.
All of a sudden, this is now a massive play for Timmy McClain and UCF. They don't have a shred of momentum on their side right now. Third down.
This area of the field is where they've had a lot of success getting guys there in these kind of scenes.
Low snap. McClain, just a 4-man rush. They can't get to him. Incomplete. No penalty flags. It's going to be a 3-and-out for UCF.
I mean, you just got to love the adjustment by Baylor. Josh White, and this will go unheralded, but he's the linebacker that got into the zone that I highlighted before the play, and Timmy McClain is trying to look there. They have a dig going into that area. He gets too much depth, so he can't go there. Now he starts to try to find somewhere else to go. Nice job of Timmy McClain not being enticed to throw an interception there, but a great job by that Baylor Bear defense and Josh White getting into their drops, knowing where they've been kind of burned during this game and fixing it.
Need a good punt here. And Josh Cameron fortunate to get that ball back. 45-yard punt. They call it a 2-yard return, but it's going to be Baylor ball down by 2. If they do anything, they're going to take the lead here this time down the field, and this is what their recent history shows. 26 unanswered points. A field goal, 2 touchdowns, and we didn't even put in there the fumble return for a touchdown. Good golly. What a day for Jeff Grimes and the offense at Baylor.
I mean, a lot of credit has to be given to Jeff Grimes. He's done an outstanding job being steadfast in the way they want to play offense.
And we don't know the extent of it, but his son, Garrison Grimes,
100%.
long snapper, injured in the first half, left the game, hasn't returned. So Jeff Grimes dealing with that.
So hard as a coordinator to be down 21 and still lean into that run game, but he's done a great job of it.
Richard Reese pushes the pile. Reese, with that carry, will get to the century mark.
We've talked about it all game, Eric, how he consistently, and when I say he, I mean Jeff Grimes, offensive coordinator for Baylor, consistently stay with the run game, stay with the run game, stay with the run game. And I'm sure a lot of Baylor fans were looking and saying, what are we doing? We're down 21. We need to throw the ball. But him staying with the run game is what has them in position, only down 2 with the ball and a chance.
We have an injury timeout. It's Walter Yates being looked at for UCF. Well, tomorrow it is a huge doubleheader on Fox, starting with the Commanders taking on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, or other regional action. Then in America's Game of the Week, the Patriots battle Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, or the Cardinals Niners, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Do you see a trap game for the Niners? Cardinals just beat the Cowboys.
How much of a trap is that? Everyone knows what the Cardinals are doing. They just rolled over the Cowboys.
Well, but they're supposed to be trying to lose, right?
No, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Look at that line. Baylor has owned the fourth quarter, and that pleases Dave Aranda.
Yeah, I mean, he stayed poised throughout the entire game. It's good to see Yates walk off the field. He's got a heavy limp there. But Dave Aranda, man, he's a philosophizer, if you will, man. I mean, he's unshaken. He knew what he was up against with a young team, and he stayed steadfast in his approach, similar to Coach Grimes in this offense.
Both sides with 3 timeouts should they need them. Clock moving, close to the 4-minute mark. 2nd down and 6. Dawson Pendergrass is the tailback.
Middle of the field is open.
Pendergrass spins out across the 40. He's going to be just shy. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short. Oh, this is interesting.
Again, staying with what brought you here. Running the ball, making sure you keep stay on schedule with these short 3rd down conversions. And what has happened for the most part is you've allowed the ball to be in the hands of Blake Shapen. Allow him to make the decision, whether in the read option game or whatever, or get him out on the edge. Allow him to make the play because he's done such a good job of it all day.
True freshman Pendergrass stays in the game. 3rd down and 2. Whoa, look at the kid go. He's got the 1st down. They found something with Dawson Pendergrass.
I mean, the self-scout, though, Eric, everybody on the field thinks you're going to get Shapen on the edge. And the defense thought that as well. They were completely spaced out, and you open up a huge gap in the middle of the defense for Pendergrass to run through. He didn't have to do much.
9 yards for Pendergrass. He leaves the game. Short yardage again. He'll probably be back in. Shapen. Oh, that ball was knocked away from behind. UCF already with 4 sacks. That was almost number 5.
That's a nice job by Quadric Bullard. You can see him coming out on the edge there. What a pass rush by the safety. Gets there in the nick of time just to nick the arm of quarterback Blake Shapen.
So the clock stops. 2:32 remaining. Shapen by himself.
Got man-to-man defense. It's 0.
Little dump out to Baldwin. And Baldwin still on his feet. Baldwin, he's got a chance. Wonderful speed, and he's knocked down. Oh, but they're in field goal range. They are inside field goal range.
As good a rush as Quadric Bullard had on a previous play, he wasn't able to make the open field tackle. It's 0 coverage, right? So that means there's nobody back there if you don't tackle initially. Missed tackle after missed tackle, and the receiver, the outstanding Monterey Baldwin, continues to run and puts his team in position.
Baylor's long snapper has been out since the 1st quarter. They don't want to have to settle for a field goal to win the game. Clock moving. 3 on the play clock. They get it off. Pendergrass. Clock will continue to move, and now it's going to be UCF calling timeouts.
They want to save some time if they're going to surrender a field goal or a touchdown.
First charge, time out of the half. UCF, 30 seconds.
They're going to need some time to drive the ball down and get a touchdown. This game has completely flipped on its head.
UCF has given up 26 unanswered. They have fallen apart like a $5 lawn chair. Just absolutely disintegrated here in the 4th quarter. And now they're resorting to call timeouts to hope to get the ball back.
I mean, this has been flabbergasting, if you will. There's the field goal for Baylor, and then you get a touchdown, and welcome to the party, big number 35 freshman Dawson Pendergrass. And then you got Blake Shapen just cooking, just making plays, and then a little shot to your own foot. Stub your own toe, in the words of Eric Collins. Another freshman. How about the freshmen out there making plays? Pendergrass in the run game. Caden Jenkins on the scoop and score. Young guys, that has been the detriment to this Baylor team. So many young guys playing. All those reps early in the season are really paying off here late in this game.
Second down at 10. Already in field goal range, but remember, Baylor's long snapper is out.
One-on-one at the top of your screen.
Conservative play call. Prendergrass. Oh, ball came loose late, able to fall on it. And now UCF, will they call another timeout? Yes, they do.
Second charge. Timeout of the half. UCF. 30 seconds.
Well, Gus Malzahn knows how to manage a game.
Please set the game clock to 1:31.
Won a lot of big games.
3-1. Thank you.
And he understands the importance of time and potential for one last possession.
Ball security is so important here. Like you said, Pendergrass, that ball comes out at the end. He's able to kind of sneak it right back underneath. Take a look in close at Pendergrass as he's getting tackled.
Well, the knee was down.
Knee was down, but are we going to leave it up to the ref? Remember, you've already been burned because of an arm, right? You want to make sure you have perfect ball security in these scenarios, especially on third down. You've already got the lead, technically, if you make the field goal and everything goes as planned. So ball security is the most important thing right now.
Run or pass if you're Baylor.
I allow Shapen to throw the ball here, 100%. He's shown that he can be trusted. Get him on the edge or whatever to make sure he makes a decision and make a play.
Third down and 7. Play action. Shapen. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely crushed. He's short of the line to gain.
Final charge. Timeout of the half.
I mean,
UCF. 30 seconds.
Oh, my goodness.
He's short and all that. But if I'm a player on this Baylor football team and my quarterback is sacrificing himself, just coming back from injury, sacrificing himself the way he sacrificed himself during this game, I mean, you can do nothing but respect it. And moving forward, this team, if they come out with a win here, this could be a team to be afraid of, because if you believe in somebody, it's going to be tough for the opponent.
All right, Devin, your feet to the fire. 4th down and 2.
Field goal.
You win the game if you get 2.
Your defense has played spectacular. You got 26 straight. Field goal, make them drive it down.
Okay.
McClain,
you trust the long snapper who's never done it at this level before.
Well, it's shorter now. Okay. It's a field goal. I do trust him. But he's done a good job to this point, right? The young freshman, Dylan Schaub, has done a very good job of snapping the ball and the procedures and all those different things.
That is actually not Isaiah Hankins loosening. That's actually Jack Stone, who is the transfer from Michigan State. Oh, there he is. Okay. So Hankins is indeed going to come on. This will be Hankins off the hold from the punter, Palmer Williams. Dylan Schaub is the long snapper. This is a 25-yard field goal to take the lead. Snap is a beauty. And the kick is even better. Baylor takes a 1-point lead. Dylan Schaub, you've earned it today. The backup snapper probably had no idea he was going to be needed, and he comes through with a beauty.
True freshman from New Waverly High School in Texas. I mean, his family has to be elated.
Oh, my.
Now, UCF. The one positive here, it's a lot of bad stuff going on now, but the one positive, you got 121, you don't have any timeouts, but the way your offense runs, you're uniquely designed to make sure that you get the ball down the field. 121 is plenty of time for an offense such as UCF. As we saw early in the game, they had so many quick strike opportunities, but they have got to find a way to get back on track. And if you're Baylor's defense, do not play not to lose. Make sure you continue to come after them and make all the plays you made to get to this point in the game.
You can see Jeff Grimes, and you don't need to be a lip reader to say great job. He keeps saying great job to that Baylor offense for continuing to force it.
And they should reply to him, no, great job to you, because he was completely unshaken. He's not in the booth, so they get a chance to talk to him coming off the field every single time. So he had to be poised for them to exemplify that much poise on the field and come back the way they have.
When was that time you saw a 29-0 run? Woo. All right. UCF still with a chance to get the ball back. They won't have any timeouts. Richardson on the return. Starts from the 8. Richardson pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That took off 7 seconds of game time.
All right.
No timeouts for UCF, not one.
Timmy McClain, what are you going to do? There's been not a lot of pressure this entire game, Eric. He's gotten a chance to kind of play with a big lead for the majority of this game, but now he finds himself in the same position he kind of found himself a week ago with an opportunity to go make this game, win this game. Can he do it is the question.
Remember, Kobe Hudson has not caught a pass. Number 2 in black. 3 straight games of 100 yards receiving. Hasn't caught a pass today. McClain, incomplete, second down.
And it feels like in this moment, you want to look for Hudson now, right? He's made so many big catches, but there are options, right? You got Kobe Hudson, you got Javon Baker, you've got Johnny Richardson, you've got guys. You just got to find them.
Pressure. And the pass over the head of Harvey, who is clearly frustrated.
Wow. This is a huge, huge third down. And if you're Timmy McClain, you have to remember, this game's in the balance. You're not going to give this ball back. You've got 2 plays to get 10, right? 2 plays to get 10. So avoid sacks. Don't avoid sacks by trying to throw it in the middle of the defense. Make sure you can throw the ball away. Do whatever you have to do, but you don't have to get all of it back right here because you got 2 downs.
Third down and 10. McClain wants to run. He's going to get nowhere close. Does he get the benefit of the doubt? No flag.
I like it. I like that there's no flag, and I like the decision by Timmy McClain. Just like I spoke about before the play, go get some. Go get some. Don't make a bad decision. Don't throw the ball in the covers. Now it's 4th down. All bets are off. You got to make a play any way you can. Find a way to extend the play, throw it on time. Whatever you have to do, you have to go get 5 yards on this 4th down play to stay alive.
They need to cross the 35 and get to the 36.
Again, a lot of space in the middle of that defense.
This is it for UCF.
They're coming after. They're coming after.
McClain running out of time. What do you got? McClain! He's still on his feet. Oh my goodness! It's caught! Unbelievable! The game continues! R.J. Harvey, are you kidding me?
What did I just say, Eric? Whatever you have to do. I don't care how you do it. You can run left, you can run right, spin backwards, jump over the guy. You have to make a
First
play.
time out of the half.
And
For
Timmy
Baylor.
McClain
30 seconds.
makes it. And R.J.
Full timeout.
Harvey with the
60-second
strong
timeout.
hands.
Oh my goodness. How improbable was that?
I'm sweating. Am I in the game? Oh my goodness, what an amazing play by Timmy McClain. And then R.J. Harvey, he's a running back with the strong hands to make the play. Whatever you have to do, find a way. Let's just watch and enjoy. Goes left. Can't find anybody. Back to the right. And Gay Ball has a chance. So close, but yet so far away. And the straight to get the ball down there. Oh, my goodness. What poise. What ability. Remember I said it, beginning of the game. Flashes of greatness.
But what that did do is it took a whole bunch of time off the actual game clock. We're now down to 43 seconds. Remember, UCF does not have a timeout to work with.
But remember, you're only going for a field goal here, Eric. You only need to get 3. Obviously, you want to go score a touchdown, but you need to get 3 so you don't have as far to go, and you got Boomer, who's an outstanding kicker.
Oh, my goodness. Almost picked to end the ball game. That was Bobby. Devin Bobby almost iced it.
So here, it's a quick, right? And when I mean quick, I mean a short, quick route. And Timmy McClain, there's a lot going on. He just did that amazing play. He takes a drop. So when you take a drop and you're running the quick, the defensive back sees what you're doing, and Devin Bobby, if they don't finish this game, he's going to be kicking himself because he read it perfectly, he broke on it perfectly, and you've got to make that catch.
Second down at 10. McClain caught, first catch for Hudson, and he gets out of bounds. That's not enough for the first down, but at least it makes it attainable.
Oh my gosh, Kobe Hudson, outstanding. He had enough for the first down with his initial route. The ball's thrown in there. He has to beat the defenders to the ball. The linebacker and the safety are in between him and the ball. He beats them to the ball, makes the catch, and then finds a way to get out of bounds on his first opportunity of the day.
UCF down a point. They need a field goal. They've got a great kicker in Colton Boomer. No timeouts. Third down and 5. Pressure. Caught. That's short of the line to gain. And the clock is going to keep moving. They whistle holler down, and there's no way for UCF to stop the clock.
You got to try to hurry up and get a first down with the quarterback sneak, quarterback power, something, and the clock will stop momentarily, and then you can clock it.
You can't clock it now. McClain. Nope. Okay, they're running.
There we go. First down.
There's your first down.
Got to get up the clock. You're going to get the clock stopped for a few seconds. Move the change. Got to clock it right here.
So 10 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining, and UCF is not in field goal range now. Or are they? This would be like a 58-yarder?
And Boomer may have the leg. You obviously want to get a few more, so all of these throws need to be to the sideline, right? Sideline throws, so you got to be able to trust Timmy McClain. You can't take sacks, obviously. You got to make sure this ball is not in play before a first down, and even with the first down, you're pushing it. Obviously, teams practice the hurry-up field goal onto the field. These have to be outside throws, and if you're Baylor, you have to guard against the sideline and force them to throw it inside the field of play.
McClain throws it deep. It's incomplete with 3 seconds remaining. All right, now you got to kick a field goal. Now you got to attempt a bomb of a field goal.
It looks like Timmy McClain is standing on the field.
They've got the wind at their back.
Yeah, okay.
It's a 12-mile-an-hour wind at the back.
They're going to try to, all right, Boomer, are you going to live up to your name? Because this is going to be a booming kick.
He better get in formation. He is well behind the play, and the play clock is winding down.
Yeah, you only got 18, 17.
And they got no way of stopping the clock unless Baylor does them a favor, and they do.
Second charge, timeout of the half. Baylor, 30-second timeout.
Now, Eric, remember the trajectory of this kick is going to be a little lower because you have to get a lot of distance on it, right? So you got to try to get there as quickly as you can. So that allows for, if I'm Baylor, I'm putting my tallest guy in that middle. And don't jump over a guy because that's a penalty and you'll give him more yards, and Boomer's definitely going to hit it. You give him the yards. Jump as high as you can, deter the kicker, and see if you can make sure he can't get it there.
The career long for Colton Boomer is 55 yards. Did that at altitude a couple of weeks ago, but I'm here to tell you, even at non-altitude, it would have been good. 55 yards at Boise 2 weeks ago. This one is 59 yards for the win. Baylor's got a timeout, but you can't use back-to-back timeouts. So this is going to be it, folks.
Will Colton Boomer live up to the name?
59 yards for the win. It's not going to make it. What a win for Baylor! One of the most improbable wins for the Baylor Bears. The largest Baptist school in America, and every single one of their prayers are answered. They come back from a deficit of 28 in the second half to win a ball game in Orlando.
I mean, the snap is good. The hold is there. Just not enough leg and not enough accuracy either. What an amazing comeback by the Baylor Bears. Blake Shapen in his first start back started the game a little shaky, almost threw an interception on the very first pass, missed some throws, no matter what. Offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes continues to stay steadfast in the run game. Everybody contributes on defense, on offense, freshmen all over the field making plays, and Coach Dave Aranda walks away with a victory. on the road.
Unbelievable. Dave Aranda's team had just been reeling